Pediatrics helps make it easier. Go to healthychildren.org/media plan today to create the media plan that's right for your family.
Are you looking for the perfect holiday gift? Did you know that Bailey's has something for everybody and every budget? Sure, we're known for our designer jewelry, fine diamonds, and luxury watches, but we also have a vast selection of jewelry and gifts under $500. Add a little sparkle with the popular Sterling Collection Pave Diamond Hoops or Pave Diamond Cushion Pendant Necklace, both for only $175 each. Show your love with our Icon Collection Diamond Open Heart Ring for $375. Or stick with something classic, like Akoya Pearl Studs starting at just $165. Bailey's is your go-to destination for holiday shopping. We're proud to make gift giving easy since 1948 and to be voted Best Jeweler year after year. Located in Raleigh's Village District, Cary's Fenton, also in Rocky Mount and Greenville and Charlotte. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
They score! Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Thanks to a cold front passing this morning, we'll see plenty of sunshine throughout the afternoon. Highs will reach the mid-40s with a breeze, and we'll stay chilly into Friday with temperatures Friday morning dropping to around 30, then highs on Friday in the mid to upper 40s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 669 points to 48,727.
Chest pass right, Abel. Catches, slices, paint. Lefty blips off the square, kisses it into the foul. Move top of the arc, pump fake, steps to the left, lets it fly, picks. Good job by Matt Abel. Hands it off right for Copeland. Way beyond the arc, steps up, pull up three, cancel.
Now Fantilli into the Cane zone. He'll make a move, and Bussi makes the save. Well, now coming back the other way, Fantilli, and Bussi makes the save. Clear, Bussi, sprawling.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly, Dennis Cox producing the show. Merry CanesMas to you all. The 4th day of the 10 days of CanesMas. We'll be gifting one of you a really exciting Canes gift about 4:45 today. That's 4:45 today. So a little bit past the midway point of the show. It is a first goal scorer prediction day, so at 4:33, make sure you know who you think will score the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes and in what period you think they will score that goal to open up the scoring tonight against Washington. Game with some stakes on it, some top of the charts, top of the standings riding on tonight's game, and we'll dive into that one in a couple minutes. But first, we have to start with a dramatic win from yesterday in the Big 3 at 3.
Number 1.
NC State smoked Liberty, 85-45. Maybe dramatic win wasn't the best way to describe it. It's not like it came down to the wire. It was more dramatic in how stark different it was from what we've seen from NC State recently. 85-45. That's crazy. Which, much ado about nothing. Turns out Will Wade knew what buttons to push for the NC State Wolfpack. Right, we played the audio a whole bunch. The rip-roaring the shakedown. I don't know what you want to call it. He tore down his team before the UNC Asheville game. Questioned their effort, questioned their drive, questioned this, questioned that. Said some of these guys think they're going to the NBA. It's a joke. I went, this could go one of two ways. Either he knows his team and he knows they can take this harsh, tough love and they'll react the right way, or this could go the other way. This could go south in a hurry. That's much ado about nothing, worried about the wrong things. The team showed up ready to play. And they won by a bundle. 29-9 halfway through the opening half, halfway through the first half. And from that point on, it was all over but the crying. Liberty's coach had some good quips in the postgame. He was talking about how good NC State was, and the fire alarm went off when he's doing the postgame press conference. And the coach, Richie McKay, just no hesitation goes, really wish that would have happened a couple hours ago. That's how bad the game was. The coach afterwards was like, it would have been nice if everybody had to evacuate. Maybe they could have gotten out of the second half of that one. Maybe everybody wouldn't have to watch. We'll come back to that game, by the way, in about 10 minutes. 3:15, we'll dive into the more nitty-gritty of if that was a sustained turn for NC State, right? They had lost 3 of their previous 5. Things weren't going in the right direction. Coach really laid into them a little bit. And did that change their season, or was it just a good game? We'll try to decipher at about 3:15. That's number 1. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
It's a hockey night in Carolina, everybody. Although they're on the road. Canes at Washington tonight. Big game, right? First of all, big game just because, the top of the Metro is on the line. It's a game that matters as far as interpersonal relationships. These two teams with their postseason history, their division history, with everything else, it matters. It matters. Here's the most interesting bit of news going into the game. Based on morning skate and based on what we've heard from Rod Brindamore, Brandon Bussi is going to be in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. The rookie, former minor league journeyman will be in goal for the Carolina Hurricanes against the Washington Capitals in Washington with first place in the division on the line. Feels like a statement decision to me. Rod Brindamore spoke to the media about Bussi earning another start, and this is what Rod had to explain about his rookie getting the net in a big game.
Just been solid. I mean, you look around, the teams that are getting that solid the play in that position are doing pretty well. I mean, it's so vital. This team, watch. I mean, their goalie's playing pretty good, and it allows you just to stay patient with your game and not get outside and do things that, don't give you success.
Has he earned maybe a little more of an opportunity?
Well, yeah, I think so, 100%. I mean, I don't think we envision him, going in a everyday rotation or a back-to-back kind of situation, but he's earned that.
He's earned it. I think that's an important way to phrase it. He's earned it, right? This isn't them giving him an opportunity. It's him earning an opportunity. Listen, it makes sense to put Brandon Bussi out there, which is crazy to say, right? In a game with this kind of stakes, in a game where things can go sideways, throwing Brandon Bussi out there, it makes sense. I am still, the only thing I'm holding, like, whoa, hold your horses, is I don't know how the decision makers will react. I don't know how the team will react. I don't know how Bussi will react the first time things start going poorly. Right, the first time he gives up a couple of early goals and they can't bail him out by scoring more, down the stretch and forcing overtime or whatever. The first time he loses 2 games in a row. The first time he loses 2 games, let alone 2 in a row. Right, he's been 9 appearances, 8 wins. It's always just been going well. So we still have to wait and see what happens when things don't go well. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be unbeaten forever. But, I mean, enjoy it, right? I saw during it was actually they put out their most recent behind the storm, they call it, the kind of team-run, state-owned propaganda videos that they put out of behind the scenes of the team throughout the season, and they introduced us to Bussi, and there was little conversations and voiceovers of what it's been like for him, and it's cool, right? It's you can tell that it's a cool story and everybody's pulling for him, but this is still professional sports, right? Like everybody's going to be pulling for you, but the moment that you aren't performing or you have your first hiccup, that's when true feelings are kind of known. So we'll see. I hope it doesn't happen tonight, though. I hope he, stonewalls Ovechkin 100 times and posts a shutout.
Yeah, this feels like, all right, let's see how you can handle this pressure.
And everybody else, let's make it easy for him, right? Don't treat him like he's your safety net back there. Like try to use his ability as little as possible. But it's still a really cool story. The guy was a journeyman minor leaguer, claimed off waivers like a blink ago. It was not that long ago. Now, this is like, listen, it's still, if they lose the game, it's not the end of the world, right? It's still December 11th, and oh no, you fall into second in the division, which is where you've been. Like it's not the end all, world comes to an end if you don't win game, but it's still a game you put your goalie one in for, right? Like it's still obviously a game that has a certain pomp and circumstance to it. Like, and they're putting Bussi in there. If for nothing else, just the statement that makes, it's a big deal. This is non-verbally, if you haven't said it verbally in the locker room already, telling everybody, when we have our big games, if they were to be tomorrow, he'd be the one in net for them. See how he deals with that, huh? That's number 2. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
We've been discussing, and we've kind of been ranking it unintentionally, all of these games for the Carolina Panthers. This is the biggest Carolina Panthers game since XYZ. This is the biggest Carolina Panthers home game since this day. This is the biggest Carolina Panthers. I'm going to start a new ranking. Tonight is the biggest Carolina Panthers game that doesn't feature the Carolina Panthers since 2017. I don't know, I'm just making that up. But it is Falcons, Buccaneers, Thursday night football, and it is a gigantic game for the Carolina Panthers. This game decides how much wiggle room the Bucks give, I guess, or the Falcons earn for. It decides how much wiggle room the Panthers have over the last month of the season. If the Falcons win, the Panthers' path to the playoffs has some margin for error. You can drop one that you shouldn't and still squeak into the postseason. If the Bucks win, it becomes more difficult. Right, then you have to beat the Saints, and you have to win at least one against the Bucks, and ask for tiebreakers to break your way if you end up knotted at the end. Like it becomes a much different beast. But if the Falcons can beat the Bucks tonight, Thursday night football, really cool uniforms, by the way, really cool uniforms. They're going with the creamsicles for the Bucks and the red helmet throwbacks for the Falcons. I
like those.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, if they weren't for the teams that the Panthers are always rooting against, they'd be really good uniforms. But in this case, you're rooting for the throwback Falcons. You want Bijan Robinson to have the game of his life. You want the Bucks to lose because it just – listen, I think the Panthers are playing much better than so many of us expected them to play. I think the defense has taken 10 steps forward from where they were last year. They're still a team that I think could use a little wiggle room. They're still a team that might make a mistake that makes you want to tear your hair out. And having the room for that matters. It's I don't know why this is the example that pops in, the analogy that pops into my head. You ever built something from IKEA? They always say, like, you need 4 of the L screws, right? The L's or whatever size they are. And then they give you 5. Because they're like, we know there's a good chance you're going to drop one of them, kick it under the couch, and it's going to go into a vent, and you get 1 extra. If the Falcons can beat the Bucks today, that's the equivalent of giving the Panthers 1 extra, right? 1 extra bolt, 1 extra nut, 1 extra washer, 1 extra piece of equipment that you can lose, and it won't hurt you. You can drop a dumb one. which I think they might need. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. So pay attention tonight, right? It's Thursday night football that matters. Even if you're not playing, it's Thursday night football that matters. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. When we come back, NC State absolutely crushed Liberty last night. What does that tell us about the men's basketball team coached by Will Wade? We'll debate next right here on The Drive.
Excuse me, garçon. I'll pick up the tab for the lady and I.
Sir, this is Monopoly money.
And there's more where that came from.
I'm calling the cops.
Don't waste your time. I have a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Start playing for real money. New Monopoly scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery have real cash wins of up to $1 million. Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.83 to 4.28. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
This is the sound of Claire, cooking dinner at home. And that's the sound of a fraud alert from Wells Fargo, flagging a charge for a pricey restaurant in Paris. Considering Claire isn't in Paris right now, that seemed odd. To the bank and to Claire. 2 taps later, Claire says nope to the charge, and Wells Fargo is on the case. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Looking to lose weight in the new year? Well, why wait to the new year? Well, you can start on that right now. Hey, folks, it's Dennis Cox from my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been with the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center for just over 4 months, and I've lost 42 pounds. But most importantly, I've maintained the weight that I've lost. No surgeries, no shots, no injections, no steroids, just resetting your metabolism. That way your body can do the natural thing. But why wait to the new year to get started on the program where you can take advantage of their 20% off deal going on right now? Now, all the way through December 19th, use the promo code LOSEIT with Raleigh Weight Loss Center and save 20% on their program. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com and set up a free 15-minute phone call. Figure out if the program is right for you. 919-897-7506 or RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Use the promo code LOSEIT to save 20% and start losing weight today. Results may vary.
Lane Rubin catches and stuffs over the top of 3 Liberty Flames.
I mean, everything looks so shocking tonight because it's like, oh my God. But that's what it should look like every night. And then we should be able to build from there. And once you can get the effort down, then we can start correcting some of the details. But we have to coach effort all the time.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. NC State won by 40 last night. 40. And Liberty is not a bad mid-major team. They are a good mid-major team, according to all the experts. 85-45 is what that makes you look bad. 85-45. So, credit to Will Wade. Right? He got his team in the right headspace to play well. He didn't like what he saw on the court the last 4 or 5 games. And I mean, like I said, he had all the subtlety of a sledgehammer, right? He did not pick and choose his way through. No, he spoke honestly, openly with Matt Chazanow, the voice of the Wolfpack. And we wondered if he was coaching through the media, right? If he was just venting or if he was just answering honestly or if he was I think now it's pretty obvious he was coaching through the media and he knew what his team needed to hear to light a fire under their you-know-what. That was as good of a response as you could have hoped for if you're the coach. Because even if you think you know your team, right? If you think, all right, I know their personalities. I've hung out with them. I've recruited them. I've talked with their families. Like, I know these guys. I can push them. When you do what Will Wade did, and I'm sure was even more animated and even more honest behind closed doors, when you open up that can of worms, you probably are pretty confident you can, they'll respond the right way. But then you're like with any big decision, you take a leap of faith and then you go, all right, let's hope that works. From the opening tip, they were dominant. 29-9 halfway through the first half. Dominated the stats that indicate effort, right? Dominated rebounding. Forced way more turnovers, points off turnovers. That is a fantastic response from the players, and it's one they should be proud of. Now, you can't lose the edge, right? You can't be like, all right, now we did what he wanted. Let's chill. You got Kansas on Saturday. You got to go with probably even more of the energy that led you to a 40-point win against Liberty in order to beat a team like Kansas and with Darren Peterson and all of these other challenges that they're going to bring. But they are developing as a team in a way that, you know, for better or worse, guess what, players? You may have just written yourself a check that you're going to have to cash often. Will Wade now knows he can use tough love on you and it's going to work. He knows that you respond appropriately. Yeah, he just took the training wheels and threw them in the trash. Right? He took the training wheels off. He took the kid gloves off. But he kept them, right? As any good coach, like, all right, let's see how they react. Maybe I'll go back to it if it doesn't go well. Soon as you put what you put on tape against Liberty, all right, throw the kid gloves away. Now we're moving. 85-45. Now here's the one. I don't even want to call it like a flaw or the opposite of a silver lining. Darian Williams had 9 points. 3 of 9 shooting. Finished with 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. So he did impact the game in other ways. But keep in mind, this was a player that is this was a player. This is a player that is the preseason ACC Player of the Year. Think of all the great players in the ACC right now. Darian Williams was the preseason Player of the Year. He is a reigning, I guess it's reigning until they name this year's class, reigning first-team All-Big 12 selection. He's essentially had 10 points a game in his last handful of games. Now you may say, whoa, 10 points, I mean, double digits, when do you start frowning on that? I went back and looked at last year. Now, he had some stretches where he was in single digits. But in the NCAA tournament, he also had some stretches where he was scoring like 25 a game. In the NCAA tournament for Texas Tech, second round, Sweet 16, and the Elite Eight, which they lost to Florida, the eventual national champion, he had 28, 20, and 23. Those are not easy 28, 20, and 23s. Those are late NCAA tournament 20-plus burgers. So the fact that he's turning in 11, 10, 9, all those point totals here in a weird like fork in the road situation for State. I'm not saying it's good, bad, and different. I'm saying it's unusual. I'm saying that when a team is finding themselves, or when a team is losing more games than they want to early in a season, usually you lean on the things that are most proven, the most dynamic, and you know, from your best players. So the fact that they've maybe even come out on the other side of this little struggle patch, this little slump that they were in, right? Assuming that some of the solutions they found against Liberty stick with them, if they've come out on the other side and they never went to the Darian Williams volume scoring path, it's a really interesting, unusual turn of events. Because I still don't think they reach their potential if he's not the centerpiece of their offense. Obviously, what they did against Liberty, it's hard to argue against. And he was not the centerpiece of their offense, at least not production from scoring. He's obviously involved. And for context, and I know I can hear some State fans saying it, he didn't have to play most of the second half because they were ahead by 1 billion.
True.
So, maybe on pace he would have finished with 14, 15 if he played the last 10 minutes or whatever he sat. But it's an interesting development in their season that he has not been, from a production standpoint, what I think the world of college basketball assumed he would be when he chose to come out of the portal and go to NC State.
Yeah, and it's not just like a one-off thing. Like, hey, we won by 40. He didn't have to do a whole lot. But we know he's going to get 16, 17, 18 because that's what he's been doing. That hasn't been the case, like you said. And, he went, 3 of 9 shooting, I think, yesterday?
3 of 9. 3 of 9. And like he showed it earlier. He had a 30-point game earlier in the year. He had a 28-point game earlier in the year. Like, when they were playing kind of their more expected to run over non-conference schedule very early on, he was scoring at a much higher clip. And then during this lull and obviously into the Liberty game, the averages have been way down. Last 4 games, he's averaging under 10 points per game. That's a different beast.
You need more than that if you want to beat Kansas. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm getting at, but also, I mean, if you beat a team like Liberty by 40, it's you feel foolish saying like that effort's not going to work, because it has to work in some respects. But I think I stand with kind of what you said and what I was hinting at, which is no, I don't think you can be as good as you want to be with Darian Williams finishing with 9 points. Will Wade talked about the looming, that's a good time to use the word looming, the looming Kansas game on Saturday. Here's what he had to say.
If we play like that against Kansas, so we'll score 45 on them. They have the 8th best defense in the country, and we got blocked by Seton Hall. Seton Hall was top 10 in the country in blocks. He's got 3rd in the country in blocks. It's going to be a totally different deal on Saturday. It's going to be a totally different deal on Saturday. We'll be a big underdog, and we've got it's going to be we're going to have to play this times about 3.
Hey, I don't think he's that wrong. But also, what did I say? He now knows he can push that team in aggressive ways. He's not going to mince words at any point in time this season. He was already a brash guy. I think that's part of his personality. Now he knows I criticize my team, they show up better the next game. Well, do you know what happens next? I criticize them even more, and let's see how that goes. Just keep pushing the envelope. I don't want to single out just players that maybe didn't live up to expectations. Matt Abel off the bench continues to thrive, and that's probably a difficult conversation for a coach, because it's the name all the great 6 men throughout history, right? The Manu Ginobili situation. Well, should we start him, or is it going so well, him coming off the bench, that we don't want to mess with it? Matt Abel, their 5-star freshman, has been really good off the bench, and obviously bringing one of your best athletes into the game, a handful of minutes after everybody else is already cooking. Maybe you're getting some second unit guys trying to defend him. You can utilize some mismatches there, but he's just a very good player. And Van Allen Lubin. Van Allen Lubin continues to be, as he probably should be, right? He's lived a life in college, played for a bunch of teams, including UNC. Now he's at NC State. He's dependable, right? And gave you, I think it was 12 or 13 points last night, 6 rebounds, just another, and didn't play a lot of the fourth quarter or second half. Just like Darian Williams, he is dependable as heck, man. That's good to have. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Listen, I've told you how many times. So don't come crying to me if you're not listening this time. The holidays are close. It is December 11th. Head out to Bailey's Fine Jewelry, specifically their Village District location in Raleigh, and you can cross off everyone on your holiday list, right? The earrings, necklace for the misses. You can get all the precious gems and diamonds you're looking for. You can go into the Fox and Bailey watch shop, grab a watch for whoever is into luxury timepieces in your life. I think they're a really cool way to mark significant milestones. If you have an anniversary, a graduation, a retirement, if you have a wedding of really anybody, right? If it's your wedding, obviously, sparkle the wrist, make it pop for when you're walking down the aisle, or if it's like your kid's wedding and you want to memorialize that, or a birth of a child and you want to remember that. It's a great time, great place for pre-owned and vintage Rolex, for Cartier pre-owned and vintage, for maybe something a little bit more pop of color from Norcane. They have a bunch of different options, something for you. Check it out. It's at Bailey's Fine Jewelry, the Fox and Bailey Watch Shop, the Omega Boutique. They have it all right there in the Village District in Raleigh. Get it done. Get out there. Get looking. Get your selection. before the holidays, right? So don't wait till the last minute. And when you're out there, make sure you let them know that you heard about it right here from me, Tim, on 99.9 The Fan. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Dean's List. We highlight those in the sports world that deserve a little extra praise. Stick around.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Hi, this is Millie, and guess what? My mom works at the coolest place ever, Roofworks. You know how Santa lands on your roof? Well, he loves our clients' houses because Roofworks keeps their roofs super strong and ready for reindeer landings. Remember, that's landings, not droppings, Rudolph. If you want your home to be cozy, safe, and totally Santa-approved this holiday season, tell every grown-up to call Roofworks so they can treat you like family too. Happy holidays from me and all the elves at Roofworks.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
So 19-8 as Bogavants gets the steal. He'll kick it ahead to Trimble on the catch and finish. Set way up in the air for the throwdown.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. In the interest of spreading CanesMas cheer, I do want to remind you all that our 10 days of CanesMas continues at about 4:45. CanesMas presented by Hardee's. Cozy up to the goodness of Hardee's new grilled cheese, bacon burger, and breakfast sandwich. CanesMas also presented by Surfside Vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. We'll be giving away a CanesMas gift, and I can tell you, right here in this magic hat where we have the slips of paper with all the gifts written on them, there are still some doozies, some really, really good prizes in there.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the more headlinery prizes, when I say some of, most of the more headlinery gifts are still in there.
Yeah, we got signed pucks.
Signed pucks.
Couple of those.
By some people that you'd want a signed puck from.
Absolutely. And you feel free to gift them to, to anybody. Like your favorite radio host or your favorite radio producer or a friend.
You want to? You're a regifter, is what you're saying?
I'm just saying, feel free to.
What's your stance on regifting?
I have no problem with it.
Yeah, neither do I. If I got something last year for Christmas and I realized like this year I haven't touched it in the year, but there's somebody in my life that I think would enjoy it and would get more use out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Nothing wrong with it.
And also, I have no problem with people regifting me stuff. If you think I
Likewise.
like it. Yeah.
If I'm going to use it and like it, sure, give it to me.
Some people get all up in arms about things that I don't think matter that much.
Yeah. And I've seen some people re-gift. It's like, well, I actually already have one of these. They didn't realize it, so I'm going to give it to someone else I know that would.
That one makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, no, I already have one. Then, oh, yeah, perfect. Go ahead and give it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
My gift to you is you don't have to shop for the next person. Congrats. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Now that we've got that settled, we can jump into the Dean's List. Oh, the Dean's List, where we highlight those in the college sports world that are directly or indirectly related to the college sports world that we hold so near and dear here in the Triangle. I'll start with somebody that state fans remember but maybe haven't followed. Brandon Cisse. With the transfer portal being as rampant as it is in college sports, I think it's easier and likely healthier if you come to grips that like the portal giveth and taketh away, and you just cheer for guys that you know put their body on the line for your team at some point in time. Brandon Cisse was a cornerback at NC State, transferred to South Carolina, had a really good year. He just announced that he's leaving school early to declare for the NFL draft. The most recent ESPN mock draft that I saw, I think, had him 28th, the 28th overall pick. Not 28th corner, 28th overall pick, which means first rounder, which is cool. And here's why I say it's like healthier to just say, I'm rooting for you because you once wore our jersey if you are a State fan. I was playing this game. Actually, Dennis and I kind of played this game off air earlier. State's defense had some growing pains this year, right? Wasn't always the best unit on the squad. And it's tempting to go, well, you know, if they had Brandon Cisse and if they had Bishop Fitzgerald, and if they had this guy that transferred out and that guy that transferred out, they could have been a really good unit. But also, okay, fine. Play that game. Play that what-if game. But then I don't think you're allowed to play that game and also still have Hollywood Smothers and Justin Jolie and all Noah Rogers and Wesley Grimes and everybody on the roster because they also came by the transfer portal. Right? You can't only have the transfer portal work in one way. So enjoy the players that you have on your roster. Wish the ones that do what's best for them the best of luck on the way out. And hope that this happens with Brandon Cisse, right? Because now when you're recruiting, if you have the same coaching staff, you can say, we developed a first-round pick. Sure, he played for 1 year elsewhere, but we were the ones that took him from a high schooler to a starter in college, and we can do the same for you.
We know how to identify talent.
Exactly. Do you have some Dean's List you'd like to throw out here, Dennis?
I actually do. I'm
hear
actually going to throw ACC women's soccer as a whole on the Dean's List. The championship game, which was won recently by Florida State, was actually against another ACC school in Stanford. So the ACC was in the championship.
Shout out to the ACC.
Yeah.
The All-Sports Conference. Speaking of college football, that was a bad transition. There's really no way to make this transition to this next one I'm going for, so let's just plow through.
There you go.
On the Dean's List, college football, actually college coaches in general, all sports, assistants, coordinators, head coaches, that are decent humans.
Okay.
This Sharon Moore situation is
wild.
Wild, but it's also like ridiculously serious. And it sounds like some really bad decisions were made, right? Obviously, all of the facts will come out later, but it seems like some really bad decisions were made. And I can't get over how those like an opportunity to be the head coach at Michigan, right? And we saw it at Michigan State with Mel Tucker not long ago. Like how much so many coaches out there, people trying to get into the coaching world, would work night and day to get those opportunities, and to pass it up for just kind of being a bad person is ridiculous. And not to mention the money, right? They're firing Sharon Moore with cause. He was making over $6 million a year, and his buyout was about $14 million, and all of that just goes away because you made awful decisions. it's like I can understand maybe not being the best coach, right? Because that's hard. And there's other good coaches that are working to beat your team. But to just pass up some of the I imagine, most fun, most rewarding, high-pressure, competitive jobs that so many people would love to have because you can't make decent, humane decisions. I don't know. So everyone out there that's doing the college coaching thing and is also a good person, I want to put you on the dean's list because it seems like there's at least non-0% of your profession has some really, really sketchy things on their minds.
I have one more to add to the dean's list.
All right, let's hear it.
Campbell women's basketball.
Campbell women's basketball.
So last night, put up 100 points. Campbell women's basketball, they beat Carolina University, which is actually located out in Winston-Salem, 100-43. It was on Education Day, which is, big thing over there down there in Bowie's Creek. Yeah, they put up 100 points a couple days ago. 100.
Their men's team put up 149
100.
the other day.
Yeah.
So there might be a bit of one-upsmanship going on there.
Yeah,
like,
Bowie's Creek, look at that.
You can score triple digits. Watch this.
Look at us.
Who would have guessed? Last dean's list from me. Miami football, meaning not the Dolphins, the Hurricanes. There's been a lot of talk, like Notre Dame has obviously made it a lot of talk about, should Miami be in, should they not be in? I don't want to overlook the ACC got a team into the CFP. And it was looking touch and go there for a while as if they were going to have or not going to have a team in the CFP. So whether you like Miami or not, if you're an ACC fan, go Canes. It's got to be a Miami win. They're playing Texas A&M, which Texas A&M has some coaches taking some other jobs, some coordinators kind of, looking around, taking other jobs. So if Miami can come away with that upset, which, by the way, would also, Mike Elko's over there, right? And he didn't treat Duke the best on his way out. So you can avenge some of that anger for the ACC. But Miami's a 3.5-point underdog against Texas A&M. And, once all the dust settles about arguing who's in the CFP, the ACC just needs a win, right? Last year was rough enough. I know they got a couple teams in, but it's not like they lit it up once they got there. If you can get a team, in the semifinals, could Miami be a semifinalist? Could they make it to the Final Four? That'd be a big help, Miami. Be a big help. And some arguments I know I'm going to get into about the health of the ACC. It'd be a big help. Miami could be in that semifinal range, that Final Four range would be really nice. So they're in the Dean's List. That's going to do it for the Dean's List. Go ahead and dismiss. Class is dismissed. Class is dismissed because I have to tell you all about Mainer Service Company. Tim Donnelly here for Mainer Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric work. The weather, I mean, it's typical North Carolina December, right? It could be 20 degrees, could be 40 degrees, could be 60 degrees, could be anywhere in between, could be snowing, could be raining, could be windy, could be all the different things, which means your house has to be ready for everything. Overworking the heater, got to be ready for it. Opening all the windows because it's nice out, got to be ready for it. Mainer Service Company can make sure you're ready for it. Give them a call, have them come out, check out your heating system, make sure it's prepared for the additional workload you're likely going to put it under as things get colder here and colder or colder for longer stretches over the next few months. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. No matter what kind of work you need done on your house, Mainer Service Company wants to help you out. And also, I always say house because I'm talking to the people of the community and where they live, their abodes, but also commercial, right? If you're a business owner out there and you have something you need checked out, Mainer Service Company handles that as well. Maintenance contracts, service contracts, service schedules, not just for residential, for commercial as well. So everybody, business owners, homeowners, landlords, and everything in between. Bookmark this number, 919-361-0993. That's 919-361-0993. Or visit them online at MainerServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, it is time for, let me make sure I get this right. We have to look into Canes at Washington. Brandon Bussi in net for Carolina. What does that mean? What's the statement being made? Stick around.
Are you looking for great holiday gift ideas? Head to Global Golf for the holiday sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday. Find drivers starting at $50, putters starting at $25, bags starting at $50, shirts starting at $15, and great savings on GPS watches and rangefinders. Plus, receive a free gift with purchase of $100 or more. Head to Global Golf, located in North Raleigh, 7320 ACC Boulevard, for the holiday sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday, December 12th and 13th.
Is going to your local bar the worst part of your day? The bartender ignores you, mediocre food, warm beer? Then why go there? Take 5 minutes and drop in at Sharky's, where they'll give you a free evaluation, and you can learn about all the bars that you shouldn't go to. Sharky's has helped thousands find the right bar to hang at. What are you waiting for? Sharky's evaluation could be the cure to the worst part of your day. Change your bar, change your life. Sharky's, 5800 Durham Road by the Shell Station.
Getting more as a MyLowe's Pro Rewards member is easier than ever with the Lowe's app. Download it today and earn 500 points the first time you log in. Plus, your digital wallet helps you scan, save, earn, and access what you need to manage it all in one place. Download the Lowe's app and take advantage of your Pro benefits today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid 12/1/25 through 1/7/26. Offer valid for first login per organization only. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Additional restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rates to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rates in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, and saved $2,100 a month. Don't wait, no hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out all higher interest debt and lowering your bills by thousands. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166171, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Stop what you're doing. Aaron's just broke the holiday universe. No payments until January 1st, 2026. Yep, don't pay a thing until next year and start with just a penny, 1 cent, and you're basically pre-approved. Aaron's been in the community for 70 years, making it easy to get brand new name brand furniture, appliances, electronics, all the great stuff you need. But listen, this is in-store only, so get up and get over to Aaron's today. And don't miss out. Don't just hear about the deals, get them before they're all gone.
He'll get it across, and the shot hammered by Johnson, and a save by Bussi. That's his best of the night, as Johnson was right in the slot.
Another third period. Game on the line, like against Calgary and Winnipeg, where Bussi seems to want the moment.
Yeah, that's my job description. I think, we do a really good job of creating ozone time. So there's a lot of games I'm not going to see a high volume, but just need to be ready.
This is The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We are less than an hour away till first goal scorer predictions. So at about 4:33, be ready to let us know who you think will score the first goal of the game for the Carolina Hurricanes and in what period you think they will score it. We need both of those pieces of information. You can add as much more detail as you want just for bragging rights and for additional honor. Right? That would be something like it's 5-hole, it's a deflection, it's on a rush, 2-on-1 rush, whatever it is. There is just one house rule that we have, and that is if you one of your details is that it's a shorthanded goal, you need to tell us who's in the box. That's just a fun little add-on for us, but it is a house rule, so obey it if you go that direction. Now, the Canes are playing tonight at Washington. First road game in a while. We actually had the conversation in the middle of the long homestand. If like a long homestand is almost too much, right? You can get too comfortable. The road is where you metaphorically sharpen your weapons. You lock in because you don't have all the distractions of being at home or all the comforts of being at home. So maybe the Canes being in Washington is a good thing for them. But either way, in a big game tonight on the road for the first time in a long time, Brandon Bussi is going to be in net for the Carolina Hurricanes. Brandon Bussi is going to be in between the pipes for the Carolina Hurricanes. And credit to him for earning that opportunity. Let's go ahead and play the audio of Rod Brindamore explaining why Brandon Bussi is in net for a big game tonight in Washington.
Just been solid. I mean, you look around, the teams that are getting that solid the play in that position are doing pretty well. I mean, it's so vital. This team, watch. I mean, their goalie's playing pretty good, and it allows you just to stay patient with your game and not get outside and do things that don't give you success.
Has he earned maybe a little more of an opportunity?
I think so, 100%. I mean, I don't think we envision him, going in a everyday rotation or a back-to-back kind of situation, but he's earned that.
He's earned it. Listen, you're never going to get Rod to say like the hidden part. You know what I mean? He's a coach. He's been a coach for a long time. He's been in the spotlight in the hockey world for significantly longer than even that. So, yeah, he's just going to say the guy's earned it. He's playing well. He's playing solid. So we're giving him more chances in net. What we have to, as people that observe from the outside and enjoy talking about the team, is there a statement being made here, right? The nonverbal kind. And I think there is. I think the statement is, obviously it's a right now statement, right? Which means it could change tomorrow. It could change tonight. But right now, it's Bussi's net. Right? I believe playing him in this game. Now, it is a regular season game, as I said earlier, and it's December 11th, and, a loss that doesn't come with all of the trappings or the stakes of a postseason game. But this is a game you put your top goalie in. If everybody's healthy, you put your top goalie in this game. I think if the playoffs were to start like tomorrow, they would roll Bussi out. Now, the playoffs don't start tomorrow, so there's no way to test it. But if they were to start tomorrow, I think they would roll Bussi out. And that means something. I don't think that's easy for a coach to do. I think you and it's actually, there's probably a deeper conversation here that we could have, and I don't know if we'll have the time for it. But coaches are human, man. Rod Brindamore, it's not like he met Freddie yesterday. You know what I mean? It's not like Pyotr Kochetkov is a new kid that he doesn't know. These goalies are players that he's gotten to know, that he's seen work hard, that he has seen play through injuries, that he has seen develop and has helped develop. So to put Brandon Bussi in net for a game like this, to me that is a statement. And I think it's one that shows, you have to be willing to make the tough decisions if you're in the position, right, of power. Now, Rod Brindamore also talked about how, despite the fact that this game is quote unquote for the top of the Metro, right, which whoever wins leaves as the current leader, that's not exactly what he's worried about, and this is what he had to say.
We don't really focus on the standings, to be honest. It's because it's a little too early to even be thinking about that. But you definitely notice that all the teams in this division are doing really well, and so you can't really afford to have those moments or weeks where you're just not off, because you go from could be the top to the bottom really quick. So that's probably how it's going to be all year.
I can tell you this. No matter how good the division is, when it comes to postseason time, everyone's going to say it stinks, unless you're a fan of a team from the Metro. It's all we hear nonstop is how they're no good.
Yeah, the Metro?
Yeah. Well, of course you're going to win. You're playing the Metro. Anyway, that was just me venting for a second. More impactful even than perhaps the stakes of the game. And I can tell you this, we have first goal scorer prediction coming up, and I always look for trends and things. This next point you all have noticed. Turns out all you had to do to fix the power play was put Jordan Staal out there in front of the net.
Power play specialist.
Power play specialist Jordan Stahl. Rod Brindamore on the impact of the captain on the power play unit.
I mean, it's only been 2 games that we've been using him there, but I mean, I think it's more what he brings to that, situation. And like we talk about, if you can, every power play starts with a face-off. So if you can get your best guy out there, that helps. And then it seems like as much as power plays, they're doing motion and rotations, and this at the end of the day, you got to have people at the net, and so he does that really well too. So we don't know how long he'll end up there. We got to use him in other areas, but for now anyway, we'll keep it going.
I do think it's probably under talked about because he is the one scoring the goals, right? He has 2 power play goals in back-to-back games. Yeah, or 1 power play goal in back-to-back games. I worded that funny. Because he's actually like contributing 2 goals scored, it's also a huge deal just winning faceoffs. Like if he wasn't scoring goals on the power play, but he was just getting possession quickly and somebody else were scoring more goals, it would still be a huge deal that he's on the power play. It just so happens to be that he's, gotten some deflections and he's playing well in front of the net, and that's what everybody's focusing on. But the faceoffs are not something to be overlooked. Not at all. And then you got to hope that he can keep it rolling, because whatever is happening there, it is working. And going back to the point I made about first goal score predictions. First goal score predictions, 433. Some of them have already started coming in on Twitter. I've already grabbed a bunch of them from the personalities here at 99.9 The Fan. And there's 2 things, I think, that I've settled in on that we can learn about, that we can learn by surveying and by combining all of our first goal score predictions. One is we can learn what people desperately want to have happen. Right? When a fan favorite goes on a scoring drought, you start to see more and more first goal score predictions for that person coming in. Everybody's just trying to will it into existence. And then the other thing we can learn is what everybody is really excited about. Right? When a new player is on a heater, when something, that's going to fix that, like the new exciting thing. And I can tell you this, 2 of the personalities at 99.9 The Fan, and already a handful of the predictions coming in on Twitter, Jordan Stahl on the power play, first goal scorer. Like people are excited about what that has done to a unit that has, for the most part this year, been a source of stress and worry. Now all of a sudden everybody is excited about it, and you can see that in the first goal scorer predictions that are already coming in.
Ride that hot hand.
Yeah, and that's the note I was given by somebody at 99.9 The Fan. That's not you.
By the way, you talk about the faceoffs.
Yep.
Jordan Stahl on the power play, 4 of 4 on faceoffs this past game against Columbus. Also, and then there's a trickle-down effect, I guess you could say, regarding that. Sebastian Aho took 1 faceoff on the power play, won it. Logan Stankoven won a faceoff on a power play. Even Taylor Hall won a faceoff on a power play. They were 7 of 7 on power play faceoffs. Imagine that. Your power play looked effective.
It is. I mean, you can only give Jordan Stahl credit for 4 of them, but somehow it feels like he deserves credit for all 7.
Like I said, trickle down effect.
It's I don't know if that's the most logical, but I'm giving him credit for all 7. Way to go, Jordan. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That game, by the way, you can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Canes at Washington. You can hear it on the 99.9 The Fan app as well. So, whatever you're doing, if your phone has connection, you can take the game in your pocket and hang out with it wherever you want to. 99.9 The Fan, Google Play Store, App Store, wherever you get your apps, depending on what kind of phone you have. Once you download it, we would appreciate 5-star rating. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Football at 4 is up next. It's time to talk Bryce Young. He's got a month to make a legacy. Stick around.
It's bow time. 'Tis the season for food and family, but thanks to Bojangles, you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen when loved ones come home for the holidays. Set down the spatula and put away the mixing bowls, because this holiday season, Bojangles is ready to help you celebrate with all your family favorites like Chicken Supreme, Cajun Filet Biscuits, or a big bow box of hand-breaded chicken, scratch-made biscuits, and fixins for the whole family. We'll make the food so you can focus on making memories. Head to Bojangles and gift yourself a taste of home. It's Bo time.
If it's ho-ho-ho time, it's Bo time. Time to order a party-sized platter of that bodacious Bojangles flavor before your next holiday celebration. Choose a Bojangles Supremes platter and get 50 whole breast tenderloin fillets. Or go with a Bojangles dessert platter and get 2 dozen Bo-Berry biscuits, 2 dozen cinnamon twists, or 1 dozen of each. It's a platter full of Bo-liciousness. And don't forget to pick up Bojangles gift cards. Just the right gift for anyone on your list. Hurry, it's Bo time.
Hi, I'm Marcy Bailey from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. This holiday season, why not give a gift that truly shines? At Bailey's, we believe in making every moment special, and our carefully curated selection of fine jewelry is sure to bring joy to your loved ones. From stunning diamonds to designer jewelry and luxury watches, we have the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Gift the magic of a Bailey box and make this Christmas unforgettable. Visit us today in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte. Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Thanks to a cold front passing this morning, we'll see plenty of sunshine throughout the afternoon. Highs will reach the mid-40s with a breeze, and we'll stay chilly into Friday with temperatures Friday morning dropping to around 30, then highs on Friday in the mid to upper 40s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb and Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 641 points to 48,698.
Let's move the chains. Time for Football at 4.
Football at 4 here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. This hour is going to be a good one. Football at 4. You can bank on that. 4:33, first goal scorer predictions. Prior to that, little Panthers cons and cons. What are we most confident about? What are we most concerned about going into the final month for the Carolina Panthers? And at the end of the hour, the 4:45 segment, we'll give a gift away, a little CanesMas gift. So it is a good hour to be listening to The Drive here on 99.9 The Fan. And we'll start with one of our favorite topics, one of everyone's favorite topics, Bryce Young. For better or worse, quarterbacks are judged by how they play when the chips are down. And guess what? When the Panthers take the field against the Saints this weekend, the chips are down. The most pressure-packed games that the Panthers have played in years will happen over the next month. So while it will be when you know in the offseason when you're looking at Bryce Young's resume, the next 4 games will be a small fraction of his total resume as an NFL quarterback. They will have an outsized impact on how the world looks at Bryce Young. Now, is that fair? No. Is that the way it should be? No. But you could spend your time arguing with the way it should be or the way it is. Right? And I can tell you that I would agree. It's, 4 games is 4 games, and you should be able to look at everything. And football is undoubtedly 100% a very, very, very team sport, right? But despite the efforts of much more intelligent, much more powerful people than you or me, no one's been able to change the way that quarterbacks are judged. Nobody. Think about it like this. Just last year, at this point in time in the schedule, Sam Darnold was an MVP candidate. He was playing for the Minnesota Vikings. Him and Kevin O'Connell were seeing the game the same way. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, they had everything cranking. Through 16 games even, so further beyond than where we are right now in the schedule. He was an MVP candidate. Then he when the chips were down, he one might say he wet the bed. Against the Lions in the last week of the season with a first-round bye on the line, did not play well, and then he collapsed in the playoffs against the Rams, and the Vikings moved on from him.
Clock struck midnight.
But then it went back to, I guess, what happens after midnight? It goes back and starts over because he's playing really well with Seattle.
As of right now.
They regret the heck out of it, I'm sure. They're sitting there with some crazy-eyed near rookie, J.J. McCarthy, longing for the days they had Sam Darnold. But you can't help but watch a quarterback in a really, really big game, and however he plays there, it trumps 16 games you just watched him play nearly lights out. That's how quarterbacks – I'll give you another example. And this one's kind of funny because Phillip Rivers is coming back, right? Phillip Rivers is playing for the Colts. I saw this theory, and I went and checked just one detail of it because I wasn't 100% sure it was true. So, sports fans have good conspiracy theories, right? I saw somebody that said this was genius by Phillip Rivers to come back because it increases the likelihood that he has a smooth path into the Hall of Fame. Because right now, he was one of 3 Hall of Fame semifinalists at quarterback. It was Drew Brees, it was Eli Manning, and it was Phillip Rivers. Drew Brees is going in, right? Statistically, he's a no-doubter first ballot. And then this person said, and he's actually behind Eli in the odds to get in right now. And then shortly after, Aaron Rodgers is going to be coming down, and we know Tom Brady is going to be here soon, and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, meanwhile, if he waits 5 years, all those guys will already be in. And there's really no obvious quarterbacks coming in until Mahomes. So if he waits 5 years, he has a better chance. And I went, there's no way Phillip Rivers has worse odds than Eli Manning. No way. When looked at it, betting odds-wise, Eli Manning has better odds of going in.
Okay.
There's not a single statistic out there that says Eli Manning was a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers, except for how he played when the chips were down. Super Bowls, playoffs, how they won. So Bryce Young could have better statistics than we'd ever expect him to have. If when the chips are down these next 4 games, he doesn't find a way to make it happen and win games, it doesn't matter. The way quarterbacks are judged is by how they play in winning time. And it's actually the thing that saved Bryce for much of his career. Because he could play kind of bad for a lot of games and then for one series put it together at the end when it was quote-unquote winning time, and everybody would act like he played a great game. So now it's that same stakes, right? It doesn't matter how well you've played up till now if you don't finish it out. If they don't make the playoffs, and it feels like it's because Bryce, right? Oh, they played well enough to make the playoffs, but Bryce fumbled it away against the Falcons or against the Saints, fumbled it away against the Bucs, right? If it feels like they don't make it because of him, even if he was a big reason they got here, the world will turn. So when you're looking at, and these articles are always out there, I'm not going to reference anyone specifically, but the who's under the most pressure over the next 4 weeks, who's under the most pressure the last month of the season, I think Bryce should be near the top of all of those lists.
He and Dave Canales.
Very similar. And actually, it's a good point. Head coaches and quarterbacks are kind of judged the same. They're both judged on do you win the big games. There's nothing more frustrating for a coach, I'm sure, than other coaches being seen as better than them or when it's truly outside of your control, right? You can call the best play. You call timeouts at all the right time. A player has one brain freeze that they were coached to not have, and they knew what they were supposed to do, and all of a sudden the coach is the one that can't execute down the stretch. Same thing with quarterbacks, right? You could hit a guy in the chest. If he drops it, you're not clutch. It's not fair. I want to be clear on that. But it's how it's always been. It's how it has always been. And along those lines, let's hear from Dave Canales talking about Bryce Young on the consistency in the pass game and how it's not only on the quarterback.
Really, it's been a group thing, and it starts up front. When the protection is right and the guys are where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and he's on time, the thing works. And I've seen that chemistry continue to grow throughout this season, and we haven't had the consistency that I would like to see from the entire group. And, certainly Bryce is a part of that, and that's the challenge that we have in front of us, and that's what we've been attacking, for weeks now to find that. And, we had some really critical downs last week against the Rams, and we were able to come through because they were all on the same page, and that's what I see for this group, and I hope we take another step this week.
It is the argument we've had a million times, right? The context for the quarterback. Quarterback has a bad game in a big moment. If you come in here on Monday, and I've tried, right? You go in there on Monday, everybody's mad, and you start going, well, actually, the protection wasn't great, and the wide receivers weren't getting open. Nobody cares. Even if you're right, nobody cares. It's the one position in football that is not allowed excuses in big games. You either do enough to win or you are not good enough. It's the only position that way.
I mean, heck, the Rams moved on from Jared Goff after getting to a Super Bowl with him because they're like, we need better.
The examples throughout history are insane when it comes to you could put together 15 straight games of great play. If that one bad game you have is just exceptionally like the opposite of well placed, it's like the worst timing of it. It can undo everything. There's no doubt in my mind, and I want this to be clear. Bryce Young is trending up, right? What I mean by that is at the beginning of the year, there was no chance I thought people would even be arguing with me that he should be extended or that there would be articles that even reference him as a potential $50 million quarterback. And all of that has happened in the last month, right? Whether you think it's right or not, those conversations are happening. I tend to think they're very premature, but that somebody out there is having them. Right, he's been in the same sentence as long-term extension, so that's trending up. You can give all that back, right? You can give all of it back with a bad game in the next 4. With a bad game, think of it like this: whatever your pregame show is, I don't care which one you watch. Right, if you're a Terry Bradshaw guy, maybe you're into the new Gronk thing you got going on. I saw Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston. They're all on all these pregame shows. They're getting their moments right during bye weeks. Whichever one you watch, when they start illustrating, hey, this one winner goes to the postseason, loser likely to be at home, getting ready to go to Cabo. When you hear those, I'll tell you right now, however Bryce plays in that game is how he will be seen this offseason when people are having conversations about the future of the franchise. So buckle up. Should be a really fun month. Hopefully everybody plays well. Hopefully they win. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. And the last point I'll make, the funniest part of it all, say it comes down to the final week, whatever, week 18, game 17. Bucks, Panthers. Winner advances. Loser goes home. If you play well enough to advance, everybody's really excited, but guess what? You can undo all of that with a bad performance the next week in the postseason. It is a really, really fickle beast being a supported and loved quarterback in the NFL, unless you're one of the handful of Hall of Famers that are currently playing. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. You want to talk about a fickle beast? What about the mortgage interest rate market? That's a fickle beast. Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. Rates going up, rates going down. How do you predict it? Who's going to happen next? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But Miller Lending does know that you can get a no-cost loan. They are the home of the no-cost loan from Miller Lending. No closing costs, no third-party fees. Zero means zero when it comes to closing costs for a no-cost loan at Miller Lending. And what that allows you to do is take advantage of that volatile market, right? Nobody knows if it's going to go up or down tomorrow. What I do know is if it goes up tomorrow, you're going to wish you locked in your rate yesterday. And I do know that if it goes down tomorrow, you're going to wish that you could refinance with no cost, no fees, and get that lower monthly payment. And the only way to guarantee both of those things are true is with a Miller Lending no-cost loan. Huh? Get your rate today. If they go up, perfect. You locked it in yesterday. You're good. Get your rate today. And if they go down tomorrow, refinance, no-cost loan, get the lower monthly payment, and do that as many times as you need to if the rates keep dropping. If you have questions, ask them. Give them a call, 919-447-3377. That's 919-447-3377. Or visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, that's millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, NMLS number 250-2146. Take a break. When we come back, we have Panthers, cons and cons. What are you most concerned about? What are you most confident about when it comes to the Carolina Panthers? And first goal scorer predictions, all that and more next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Washington.
Ehlers, he scores on the one-timer. And Nikolai Ehlers with a power play goal.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 7:30.
Jackson Blake cutting through the middle. Back and forth. He scores! What a goal, Jackson Blake!
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Hello, I'm Jen, and I work in the service department with Newcomb & Company in the Triangle. I've worked at Newcomb & Company for over a decade and can tell you firsthand our comfort contract is hands down the best way to stay worry-free and comfortable in your home. In fact, the program works so well, we have over 4,000 customers who use it. Folks love it because when you sign up for the comfort contract, you get the best service Newcomb offers. We prioritize contract members with same-day service, priority scheduling, and emergency after-hours calls. So there's no waiting when your system needs help. On top of that, Newcomb & Company is a proud independent train dealer. We back exceptional train products with our expert service, and we treat your home like it's our own. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard to beat Newcomb & Company service. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com to learn more about our comfort contract. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Looking to lose weight in the new year? Well, why wait to the new year? Well, you can start on that right now. Hey, folks, it's Dennis Cox from my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've been with the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center for just over 4 months, and I've lost 42 pounds. But most importantly, I've maintained the weight that I've lost. No surgeries, no shots, no injections, no steroids, just resetting your metabolism. That way your body can do the natural thing. But why wait to the new year to get started on the program where you can take advantage of their 20% off deal going on right now? Now, all the way through December 19th, use the promo code LOSEIT with Raleigh Weight Loss Center and save 20% on their program. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com and set up a free 15-minute phone call. Figure out if the program is right for you. 919-897-7506 or RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Use the promo code LOSEIT to save 20% and start losing weight today. Results may vary.
Young takes the snap. Rams rush 4. Young fires a strike over the middle to Jalen Coker. First down at the 49-yard line of Carolina. Bryce delivers. Coker comes through again.
We have seen the Rams' best football, and they've been playing amazing. And I said, no one's seen our best yet. And while they still made yards and they still did things, our best football is still out there in front of us, and that's our goal, is to find it.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Has a coach ever said, that was our best. We got nothing more. That's it. That's the best football we got right there. I feel like you could win 100-0. Coach would be going, that's not even our best. We still got more to find. We're gonna be at practice on Monday trying to get better.
That's our best. Let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, there it is, guys. We got nothing. That's all we got. Actually exceeded our potential a little bit there. I don't know if we are that good. That was pretty impressive out there. Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Hey, boys, way to overachieve.
Yeah.
Good job out there, folks. Way to overachieve.
Honestly, I was hoping we would just barely beat that team. We beat them by 24. We're not that good. Look at that. Whew, what a coaching job. No coach has ever said it. But I do respect the grind, right? It's you aim for perfection, and you don't stop till you get there, and you never get there. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. With that being said, we're going to talk about that very same team, the Carolina Panthers. They are above 500. They control their destiny to the postseason. They have a big game against the Saints this weekend. And we're going to decide what we're most confident and most concerned about.
But to play great defense, you need one thing above all else.
That starts with a W.
Confidence.
What are you most confident in when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes? What are you most concerned about when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes? That's the game. Carolina Hurricanes. Goodness, we did Hurricanes yesterday.
Yeah, Canes is yesterday.
Carolina Panthers. What are you most confident about? What are you most concerned about when it comes to the Carolina Panthers?
Goaltending.
Yeah. Well,
that might be.
Yeah. Either way, it's cons and cons, Carolina Panthers. If you have some ideas, you can send them to us on our YouTube live stream comments, 99.9 The Fan on YouTube. We'll give you both of ours. As always, I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want first? You always start with the bad news. So we'll start with concerns. Dennis, why don't you lead off? What are you most concerned about for the Panthers?
My concern with the Carolina Panthers is the fact that they have been inconsistent, especially over the last 6 weeks. You're talking win-loss over the last 6 weeks. But my concern is, what did they learn from the win against the Packers where they lost to the Saints the following week? Because the win against the Packers was a tremendous win. On the road, Lambeau Field, all that kind of stuff. We all know. But then you followed it up with a dud, ironically, against the Saints. And we all thought, hey, maybe that Packers win, maybe that was the turning point for this team. And it wasn't. Again, you've been win-loss the last 6 weeks. Then you had the big game against the Falcons. And then you had the dud against the 49ers. Then you really had a big win. I will say this, and I've said it before, it's the most complete team win in the Dave Canales era, in my eyes. Especially this season.
For sure, yeah.
Okay, what did you learn from the game against Green Bay, where you followed it up with a dud? That's my concern. Is that it's a coaching staff and a team that's still learning how to do it on a week-by-week basis. That's my big concern.
I'm with it. That's definitely one of my concerns. It's not my cons concern, though. Pass rush.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I went and did some digging, just some stats, because we've referenced a few times throughout the week that the pass rush hasn't been good. And I want to make sure we're not just, take my word for it because I said so. They have the fewest quarterback pressures in the entire NFL. They have the second lowest quarterback pressure rate. Okay, so it's not like, they're not facing much passes or dropbacks. No, they second to last in pressure rate, dead last in total pressures. They have the second fewest sacks in the NFL. They have the third worst sack percentage in the NFL. They have the third worst average pass rush get-off. So literally just their explosion out of their stance. Third worst in the NFL. So, and I could have kept going, but I felt like that painted the picture with statistics well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Their pass rush is not very good.
That's been a trend for 3 years in a row now.
And you need a good pass rush in modern NFL. So I'm concerned that that's going to hold them back, that they're going to be good enough in so many ways, but that deficiency is going to hold them back. And I said this earlier in the week. I do think if they, felt they were a true competitor, if Dan Morgan thought they were, on the doorstep of winning the conference or winning a Super Bowl, they would have bought some edge rushing at the trade deadline. I think they may have convinced some people that they're further along than they thought they were this season thus far. So I wouldn't be surprised if this offseason one of their more aggressive moves is for an edge rusher, maybe a first-round pick, maybe it's a free agency signing or some other way of acquiring one. But for right now, they just don't have like the dudes that win the one-on-ones on the edge often enough. So I'm concerned about the pass rush. That's the concerns.
Mm-hmm.
How about we get to the confidence?
My confidence right now, coming off a bye week. If you actually look at everyone was a full participant in practice today. You have on both sides of the ball 10 of your 11 starters. From the opening night lineup, you still have 10 of your 11 starters on both sides of the ball.
It's pretty good.
Pat Jones is the only one, and he's missed quite a bit of time on the defensive side of the ball. The only other one that's missing time, again, among your 11 starters, is Robert Hunt on your offensive line. And then you've also gotten back since the start of the year. You've gotten Jalen Coker added into the mix. Now, there are definitely a couple depth guys like, David Moore or Corey Thornton, whatever it might be. But your starters are still intact. Like you're as healthy as in terms of NFL, like you're as healthy as it gets in the NFL for the last 4 weeks of the season. Having that level of just having your guys, because we saw last year they were decimated by injuries, especially at off-ball linebacker. Not that the talent was great to begin with, but defensive line, they were ravished by injuries all across their defense. The fact that you actually have going into this game, it looks like 20 of your 22 starters available and a bunch of your depth guys too. That's fantastic for a team. So a team that's going into games against the Bucs coming up who are, they're getting some guys back, but overall, they're a beat-up team. That's me in my eyes, that bodes well for the Panthers going forward these last 4 weeks.
It is. I mean, it's a great point to have 20 of your 22 starters still around at this point.
And you never know. Robert Hunt might be back in a couple weeks too. You never know.
He was walking on the sideline, off to the side during practice.
Yeah.
A sled of some kind, maybe some bands to stretch with. There's a long way between that and playing an NFL game, but it would be nice if he comes back. He's worth it to try. My confidence is Tetairoa McMillan enjoying the post-bye rookie bump. There is, and this comes partially from my fantasy nerddom, but there are statistics that back this up from people that are much better with spreadsheets than I am, that rookie skill positions have on average, a boost to their production after the bye week their rookie year. And part of it is they're trusted more. Part of it is when coaches do their like, it's very difficult to change a coach's mind without time to coach their mind or to change their mind. Excuse me. I'm trying to explain that in a better way because I understand that was confusing. Here's how I'm going to say. Whatever the coach's opinion of you is week one, even if you show that that's not who you are, you're better than that, you're worse than that, whatever it is, it doesn't really change until the bye week because coaches are in a submarine, right? They're not hearing outside noise. They're not talking. It's just next game. And then the bye week, they can evaluate. And that's where they go, rookie over there, he's not playing like a rookie. And people on the outside might go, yeah, he hasn't been playing like a rookie for 8 weeks. And it's like, well, yeah, but in my mind, he's rookie. Like, I just call him rookie. Like, he's just a rookie. So, Tetairoa McMillan fits perfectly into the post-bye rookie bump because think back to what kind of a prospect he was. Obviously, a very good prospect. He was drafted 8th overall, right? But he was seen as a raw talent, right? He didn't run every advanced route when he was at Arizona. He didn't have to, and their offense didn't call for it, right? He was basically deep ball, screen, deep crosser. That was it. And you knew that he was going to have to polish some things. Assuming that he's just going to continue polishing and getting better, I think he is a very, very good candidate for the post-bye bump in his play, in his execution, and in how they use him. It's just kind of bad luck that the bye came week 14, right? I think he would have had a bump in production if the bye was week 6. And then you'd have most of your season after the bye. But the way it worked, it was a Week 14 bye, so you get it for the last month. But I think even with him being the most impressive pass catcher out of all of the rookies in the rookie class, I still think he is going to vault upward in his production after the bye. So I'm confident in him, and then adding in the post-bye rookie bump, which statistically says he should vault his production a bit, then I'm going for it. I think I'm all in on it. That's Cons and Cons. You're on the drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. By the way, personal favorite time, please subscribe to our YouTube,
Yes,
99.9 The Fan. Podcasts, clips from this show, clips from the Adam Gold Show, Next Up with Paul Ihander, and much, much more. It's all on YouTube, 99.9 The Fan, as well as live streams of this show every day. So if you're ever, somewhere where you can't listen to your radio or outside the market, you can always pull us up on YouTube and follow along with the show there. It's also a great place to interact with the show. You can jump into the YouTube comments, leave your questions, your concerns. Dennis is constantly monitoring the YouTube live stream comments, so if there's something newsworthy, noteworthy, or just particularly interesting of any kind, he'll bring it up right here on air. And it's also a good place. In about 5 minutes, we're going to open up the phone lines for some first goal scorer predictions. But if you don't get through on the phone lines, it's a good place to write in your first goal scorer predictions, is in our YouTube live stream comments. Just list who you think will score the first goal for the Canes tonight against Washington, and in what period you think they will score that goal. And if you send that in on our YouTube live stream, we'll accept your prediction and give you credit if you get it right. In the last few minutes before we get to first goal score predictions, there's a big Thursday night football game tonight for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay.
They're not playing in it.
I thought you were talking about the state championship game down in Keenan. Millbrook High School right here in Raleigh.
I was going to say,
for state championship tonight against Huff.
Give the details. Say everything everybody wants to know.
But yeah, Millbrook High School, located right here in Raleigh, looking for their first state championship. Their junior class is actually pretty loaded. They got, I think, 2 or 3 top 100 recruits in their junior class.
Top 100 in the country?
Yeah, top 100 in the country. Like we're talking like
super legit,
like 4-star guys. Yeah, like some studs. I think one of them might even be a top 50 guy. But they're playing at Keenan tonight. Follow high school OT. Our guy Joel Bryant, Evan West, so those guys are going to be out there. So the 8A, which is the biggest schools in the state of North Carolina, Millbrook representing the East. Huff High School outside of Charlotte is representing the West. State championship. First time winner for either side between Huff and Millbrook.
Millbrook, Rashad Streets, edge rusher, top 100 guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Quentin Seifert, they have 247 has him at 150. Also a 4-star linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got some dudes over there at Millbrook High School.
Some dudes.
Yeah. But anyway, 8A championship.
All right. Hey, check that out.
So yeah, a lot of Thursday night football. That impacts the entire state of North Carolina. And the 1A championship is tonight over in Keenan as well.
We may not get to the Thursday night game. Playing in Keenan, do you remember like how big a deal it was to just play in a cool stadium when you were in high school? It truly made you feel like the scene in Friday Night Lights where they're walking out into the big stadium and it's like, whoa. We used to play our middle school games when I lived in Hawaii in Aloha Stadium, which is where the University of Hawaii played, but also like where the Pro Bowl played was all at Aloha Stadium, and that's where we played our middle school and our JV football games. We played our JV games there. And we felt awesome. Do you know what was looking back how ridiculous it must have looked? The stadium held like 65,000 people. We'd have like 400. We'd have like our parents, and that's about it. It would be the parents of the two sides. We'd play in front of more empty seats than anyone has ever played in front of, and we thought it was the coolest thing in the world. They'll obviously have a lot more full seats for a state championship game, but just being in like Keenan Stadium or Bank of America, if you're playing up in Charlotte, it just makes the game feel so much bigger. And I know it now has like super bad PR. It was turf. We used to feel so fast on turf. Turns out maybe it leads to injuries, or players are always saying it leads to more injuries, but goodness gracious, we felt like we were the Pro Bowlers running out there because we were playing on turf in Aloha Stadium.
The AstroTurf stuff? The carpet?
Oh, it was.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
You got tackled on there. You came up with just all your skin was ripped off, but it felt like when you were warming up, you felt like you were hot stuff.
So enjoy it. A state championship in Keenan, that's going to be really fun. And sure, for the top 50 or 100 top 100 recruits in the country, they're probably going to go on and play in some pretty big games and some pretty big stadiums. But hey, for those of you that are on the team that you're rotating in on third downs and you're trying to make a legacy at your high school, enjoy the heck out of it because that's a really, really cool experience. Did you win any state championships? Did you ever get in the mix for anything like that?
Lacrosse.
Okay, there you go. Virginia lacrosse state champion I'm looking at right here?
Yeah.
What year? Give us the details. I've never met anyone that doesn't like talking about a state championship that they won.
Junior year, 03. We actually had to play the game because we were some terrible, crazy rains.
Okay.
And all that kind of stuff. So this is, again, my junior year. And so we actually had to play the game on one of our side practice fields because that field, just because it was on top of a hill, it actually drained. So that's actually where we played the state championship game. It was on a practice field, but
that's a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sure in the moment it was just state championship doesn't matter, but
yeah,
little bit.
I mean, honestly, though, the field, all of our friends and stuff were all just lined alongside of the field. So they're just literally right on top of you, which is actually made it a lot more fun, I would actually probably say. But I don't know. It was still a great time. We won the game pretty handedly. It was like a blowout type win.
I'll take that, huh?
So yeah, at the end, we're all celebrating. It's like third quarter, all right, guys, we're up 12.
Just
start
don't fall
celebrating.
off. Just don't fall off the horse.
Yeah, just don't hand the ball to the other team
there you go.
15 straight times.
Oh, well, congratulations. I didn't know
Thank
you were
you.
a state champion.
And we lost the state title my senior year.
Did you get a ring?
Yeah.
Where is it? You display it?
I think it's at my parents' house back home.
Gotta wear it.
No.
Like Friday Night Lights. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. What do we have coming up next? Oh, we have first goal score predictions right now. There it is. I almost forgot. Got distracted by state championships. Who scores the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, and in what period do they score it? Call in now, 919-860-5326. We need 3 of you. 919-860-5326. Who scores the first goal, and in what period do they score it? Big game for the Canes. Big game for the Canes. At Washington, they need to keep the offense that they found kind of in the latter parts of their game against Columbus. Goals will likely be at a premium because they kind of always are when you're playing Canes and Caps. So get to calling in. While Dennis fields those calls, I'll let you know about the locked-in predictions from 99.9 The Fan personalities. Adam Gold, host of The Adam Gold Show, went with Jordan Stahl in the second period on the power play. So Stahl on the power play, but in the second. Victoria, the producer of The Adam Gold Show, Nikolai Ehlers in the first, but not in the first 10 minutes. She went back and forth between first and second period, so, if it's the second, she'll kick herself. Paul has Jarvis in the first through traffic. Max Gorin, who produces Paul's show next up, weekday mornings, has Stahl in the second, riding the hot hand. And I have mine locked in, but we'll wait to make you wait for that one. Taylor and Holly Springs on the call-in line, the Heister Automotive Group hotline. You are up first for your first goal score predictions. Taylor, who scores the first goal and in what period?
I think I'm going to go true to last game, and I think number 24 is going to score the first goal in the second period.
Ooh, the second period. Why are they starting slow?
We just have been recently, and the Capitals are pretty good. They have a pretty good defense, so I think they're just going to hold us for a little bit longer than we want them to.
All right. She has locked in Jarvis in the second. Taylor, we appreciate the call. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We go back to Holly Springs, this time to Brian. Brian in Holly Springs, welcome to the show. Go ahead and make your first goal score prediction.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the captain, the hot hand on in the first period and on the power play.
I'm telling you, people love Jordan Stahl on the power play. Brian, thank you very much for the call. Good luck to you. And lastly, our last caller, we have David in Raleigh. David, who scores the first goal for the Canes and in what period?
I got Specialkov in the first, lacrosse style.
Oh, I like that. Are you just think he was playing well? Like what brings you to Svech?
He's playing well, and I want to see that lacrosse goal.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the call. That is also one that if you even because you see, refs say you can't judge intent. every couple games you see Svetch think about it.
Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, okay, I got this one like teed up. Okay, hold on. Wait.
You just see him kind of
I don't have pressure here. Got some momentum.
You just see him glance around and you're like, oh, is he going to try it? And usually he thinks better of it, but you see him think about it in that moment. You're just like, I could read your thoughts, buddy. You are going to go for it, whether he does or not. I know you were thinking about it. Dennis, we need your first goal scorer prediction. Who are you picking?
I was kind of torn on this one just because I know Washington is such a tough team. I think it's going to be more of a tight checking style of game.
Physical would make sense for the history these two have.
It really would be. Give me Eric Robinson late in the first period gets the goal.
There's a conversation to be had. I'll ask you this, actually. Okay. I'll ask you this way. Eric Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he rank on the team as far as his ability to finish goals?
As far as finishing?
I think he is, and that's a tough one to put you on the spot because you'd have to rank everybody. But my point is, I think it's probably higher than everybody. Your gut would say, he's fourth liner, somewhere down there. I think it's much higher than your initial. When you actually think about it, and you think about if he had the puck in a situation to finish, how confident. I think it's much better than you think.
Yeah, he's going to score most of his goals with speed on the rush. Is where we're seeing him score. Like the goal he scored, which ended up being the game winner the other night against Columbus, was just it was like crossbar, post, and in. Like it just the fact that he got that one to drop, it was a heck of a shot. I mean, but that's where we're seeing him score. Is his ability off the rush? That's a really interesting question because I don't know how I can quantify that right now, to be honest with you, because he just doesn't have the volume.
Yeah.
That some of these other guys do. So it's kind of hard to actually state.
Well, I don't think you're putting him up above like the dudes.
No.
But once you get past that top tier. I'm not sure how much further down you're going before he's in the mix.
You're not going that far down.
Before he's in the mix, which is a credit to him and a credit to the depth of the Canes that you have somebody with that ability down the fourth line. My first goal scorer prediction, I'm happy. I haven't seen this name much. Jackson Blake in the first. I like having, he feels like a true rink rat goal scorer. And, in a game like this, I think that kind of skill might be necessary to score a goal. It doesn't seem like a game where there's going to be a lot of cheapies. You know what I mean? He's got to be earned, and he's always looking for it. So, just for an extra, give me something crazy, a little backhand flip, right? I want a highlight goal from Jackson Blake, but it's in the first period, and it's Jackson Blake.
You got a couple guys. You have Ryan on our YouTube live chat, as well as Clinton. Both said Jackson Blake end of the first period.
Well, never mind then. I thought I was being super unique.
Nah, you're not. We also have Rodney says Jalen Chatfield is due. Give Chatfield first goal score middle of the first period, which he is due for one. Let's be honest. There's actually a couple people that said Chatfield.
There's a lot of people that are due, though. Stankoven's probably due.
Stankoven is due a little bit. But, yeah, we have
Chatfield's due.
Jalen
Miller's
Chatfield
probably due.
First period as well. We also have Aho on the power play with Tom Wilson in the box. We have a Nikishin in the first period from Svetch. We also have a Svetch first period goal as well, and another Jarvis late first period as well.
D in Virginia Beach has Stankoven in the first 5 minutes. Also has Wilson in the box taking a stupid roughing penalty.
Sounds right.
There's a lot of Stahl on the power play. So everybody, if you put Stahl on the power play, assume I read it. I'm just not going to read all your names individually.
For the 97% of you.
Couple of Martinooks. I think Martinook
I can see that.
has kind of feels like a Martinook game a little bit. And then the usual suspects, the Jarvises, the Ahos, the Ehlers. A lot on Twitter. So if you get it right, we'll give you your due. First goal scorer predictions are always a good time. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Tim Donnelly here for Manor Service Company. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. Great time, as it always is, right? It's always a great time. But right now, yes, it is a great time to start thinking about maintenance on some things around your house. The heating system, right? If you've been working it a bunch because it's been cooler. Or your cooling system as well, right? Even though it's cold outside, it's a good time to get it all checked up so it'll be here before you know it. When it gets warmer, you're ready to rock. And then plumbing and electrical, you know how that works, right? You want to be able to take it for granted, and the moment it's not working perfectly, call Manor Service Company, get them out there as soon as possible. It's better to do that than to think it's going to go away. I know your house doesn't have check engine lights like our cars do, but if you look and you listen closely, they kind of do, right? When things start sounding a little bit different, when drains start draining just a little bit less slower or a little bit slower than they usually do, that's the equivalent of your house saying, yeah, check engine light, right? You can still drive it. You can still make it work, but it's probably smart for you to take it into the shop. Only you don't take your house into the shop. You have the Manor Service Company shop come to you. So when the check engine lights start popping out there, give them a call. 919-361-0993. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical. 919-361-0993. Or visit them online at ManorServices.com. That's MAYNOR Services.com. It is almost time to celebrate one of our favorite holidays, CanesMas. The 10 days of CanesMas, presented by Hardee's. Get the Hardee's app and join My Rewards right now and get hand-breaded chicken tenders BOGO every Tuesday through June of 2026. 10 days of CanesMas also presented by Surfside Vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. We're opening up the phone lines right now. Caller number 10, assuming they can answer a very simple trivia question about the Carolina Hurricanes, will be our CanesMas recipient for today, the 4th day of CanesMas. There are still in this this magical red hat I have where I pick the presents out of. There's signed pucks. There's Canes Bluetooth speakers. There's Canes penny hockey games. There's a lot of really cool stuff in there. And you might be the recipient. All you have to do is call in and be caller number 10. So call now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. CanesMas coming up next.
Bank of America is a nation's leading business lender, and we're ready to help with your next goal here in the Triangle. That's why we have over 3,700 local business specialists across the...
Time the offense looks bad previously is when they have actually won games.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.
Actually won games.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Hey, it's Meredith and Fisa Jewelers in Garner, and it's time to start updating those wish lists because Christmas is right around the corner. But don't worry, we have you covered. Our store is fully stocked with beautiful and unique pieces anyone surely would love. And if you're thinking of popping the big question this Christmas, we have handpicked the most brilliant diamonds. Plus, all of our diamonds have the low price guarantee, so there's no risk or stress. And that's why we have been voted the Triangle's ultimate bridal destination. So come in and see us today. We are located right off of Highway 70 in Garner and at FisaJewelers.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Ho, ho, ho! The Chevrolet Red Tag event is on at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford. Gift yourself a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 for 0% financing on America's favorite truck. Check out our other exclusive discounts, including a Wilkinson discount, customer cash, bonus cash, Costco member incentives, and trade assistance. See dealer for complete details. Slay your way to Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac GMC in Sanford, or shop online anytime at wilkinsoncars.com. Together, let's drive.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Merry CanesMas to you all. It's always nice to see the phone lines light up when we have a CanesMas announcement. And Merry CanesMas to all of you, even if you weren't able to get through today. We'll be doing it again tomorrow and all next week. It's 10 days of CanesMas presented by Hardee's. Cozy up to the goodness of Hardee's new grilled cheese, bacon burger, and breakfast sandwich. And also Surfside vodka. Whether you're watching hockey or warming up by the fire, there's nothing better than enjoying your favorite Surfside canned cocktail to keep the good times going. Caller number 10 today, David in Raleigh. David, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Merry CanesMas to you, David.
Thank you. You as well.
The way this works is I have a magic hat here with all of our prizes written on slips of paper, and I very much want to reach in here and pull out the prize, the gift that we will give you, but you have to answer a very brief, very quick trivia question to earn that right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Can you name the coach of the Carolina Hurricanes?
That would be Rod Brindamore.
There you go. A big check mark on the trivia question. Now to the fun part. If you're watching on YouTube, you can keep me honest. I will not be looking. I'm going to reach in. I'm shuffling around the slips of paper with prizes on them. All right, I have your selection. Your CanesMas gift on this fourth day of the 10 days of CanesMas is the Canes penny hockey game.
All right.
I can tell you this. When the Canes penny hockey came through, we wanted to make sure it worked. So we did play one game. I believe only one game has been played on this particular board. And I did beat Max Gorin in Canes penny hockey. Had a great time doing it. So I warmed it up for you. Congratulations. You are the new owner of a Canes penny hockey game.
Very good. I thank you very much.
All right. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize.
Certainly.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that I beat Max. Take that, Max! The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Merry CanesMas to you all. And again, tomorrow, we will we'll pick another prize for another lucky CanesMas gift recipient. And there's still some bangers available in that prize pool. I'm just letting you know. And with every time, not saying the penny hockey game is great also, but the signed pucks and everything, your chances get better every time. But at some point, somebody's going to win them. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis is grabbing the info there for our contestant, which is always fun. A quick observation, and I noticed this one during the commercial break, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Regarding first goal scorer predictions for the Carolina Hurricanes, there is an element of fun for first goal scorer predictions. It's a thing that we've been doing now for a couple years, and I really enjoy it. I like messing around with everybody, making predictions. I do think if we were playing, like if we had our mortgage on the line or something, like if this were a situation, the metaphorical gun to your head situation where you needed to win, I think we know what the best. Everybody would just pick Jarvis every single time, right? He's the leading goal scorer on the team. He's top 10 in the NHL in goals and all that sort of thing. So there has to be an element of you got to flex a little bit, right? I'm not saying it's, I'm not going to give you credit if you pick Jarvis in the first and it hits, but I'm saying I'm going to give you way more credit if you pick Nystrom in the second and it hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, odds are a little bit longer on that one.
So there is like part of it is fun. You know what I mean? You got to go for it every now and then. I respect a lot more if somebody hits on a little bit more of a long shot. You know what I'm getting at? So just letting everybody know that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have a couple minutes here before the top of the hour. Do we want to hit a little feedback frenzy? There it is. Dennis, what are they feeding us back on the internet?
All right, so regarding the Carolina Hurricanes right now, we're giving some first goal score predictions and all that. So the question is, or actually not the question, this actually just comes from our guy Mike at the comment, is that Eric Robinson more likely to finish for a goal right now and more likely to score than Sebastian Aho. Not going to lie.
All right, I wasn't trying to set you up for that kind of move.
Hey, I know.
No, I do think it is and it might be more of like just an off-air conversation for us to have some fun with.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to know where we would put Eric Robinson as far as finishing goals, where he would rank on the team rankings. Like, obviously, number one is Gostisbehere. No. I mean, that's points per game. A lot of assists there for Ghost. But yeah, I don't like Robinson. I think he'd be higher in the rankings than anybody thinks until you like list him out and you go, actually, look where he is. But I would not put him above Aho. You know how it goes.
All right. This one actually comes from, so yesterday we had a conversation how the Carolina Hurricanes found their starting netminder regarding Brandon Bussi. This one comes from Umpstein 6230.
All right.
Umpstein says this. Washington Caps fan here. You guys stop getting better. Fun game for first tomorrow night. And I guess tonight, actually. But yeah, it's a Caps fan saying, hey, stop getting better, which I find fun.
No, it is. And it's kind of a good way to, if you're stuck in a rut of like evaluating your team, I think it's a good exercise to think if we were playing against them, who would we want to face least? Right? When you're thinking of like who's going to throw. I do not doubt right now that if you were to ask a bunch of Canes fans or Caps fans or a bunch of Caps front office executives, like who do you least want to see in net for a big game on a Thursday night, I think a lot of them would go like, I don't want to see Bussi right now.
Not right now.
And that probably shows that you put the right guy in net. So yeah, if the Caps fans don't like him, that's good.
So along that same conversation yesterday, I thought this is actually a really good analogy coming from Joshua Pulley. Joshua says this. Just like the Rico Dowdle situation with the Carolina Panthers, Brandon Bussi took advantage of an injury and earned the starting job. So I say same thing. Start Brandon Bussi. That was like a pretty interesting comparison there.
Yeah, I agree. And actually with it being running back is kind of perfect because running back, like quarterback is different because you play one and the others don't get any opportunity. It's the same thing we were saying when Rico's the hot hand. Give him the majority. Chuba Hubbard's still going to have his chances, right? Rico's not going to play every play. Same is true here, right? Like, you're not putting Bussi in and saying he's going to play the next 60 games, right? You're putting Bussi in while understanding there will still be opportunities for Freddie or Piotr or whoever else is your next guy to take advantage of their opportunities, right? Because goalies don't play every night in the NHL. I'm okay if right now Bussi gets the biggest share of the games. That doesn't mean you're completely blocking out the other guys.
All right, final one here real quick. We had a conversation yesterday about the Carolina Panthers. Again, this quest potentially to make the playoffs. This one comes from Ben Kane.
What up, Ben?
Ben Kane says this. I don't want to get my hopes up, but maybe we will get a Christmas miracle in Carolina. Team making the playoffs.
Maybe. You know what? You're playing meaningful football around Christmas. Mm-hmm. Be thankful, right? Like,
for real.
That right there is a gift worth unwrapping and being excited about. I mean, let's be real. Most years in recent history, when you're gathering with your family for the holidays, there's no stress because the season's already over, right? Enjoy the fact that your adrenaline's going to get pumping around the holidays watching football that matters. That right there is a gift in and of itself. Don't get greedy. Don't be the one that's like, oh, awesome, I got the gaming system I wanted, but you only gave me 2 controllers and not even the game I wanted. Like, just be happy that you got the main course there, right? You're meaningful football in December. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's a little feedback frenzy to round out the hour. Hey, Merry CanesMas, by the way, to everybody out there. About 4:45 tomorrow, we'll do it again. Give away another CanesMas gift. In just a couple minutes, we're going to get around to the starting 5, so stick around for that. It's coming up next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Washington.
He scores!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 7:30.
Jackson Blake cutting through the middle. Back and forth. He scores! What a goal, Jackson Blake!
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Is your whole home operating at peak performance? With Newcomb & Company, your independent Trane dealer, proudly serving our community for over 70 years. As a Comfort contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs, including repairs and replacements for faucets, toilets, piping, garbage disposals, water heaters, drain cleaning, and more. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company. Your comfort is our business.
Tim, I'm receiving an important update.
Ooh, are you getting night vision?
No. I just found out you could get $200 with Navy Federal Credit Union when you refinance your auto loans from another lender.
So, no night vision?
No night vision.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org/auto loans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval. Refinance loan must be at least $5,000 to be eligible for the $200. Terms and conditions apply.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
At the Dugout Tavern and Grill's annual Cheers for Children party, we ring in the holidays and dig deep to help the kids at WakeMed Children's Hospital. And we want you to come join the festivities at the Dugout Tavern and Grill in Apex Thursday, December 18th, starting at 6 for Christmas cocktails, seasonal brews, and an ugly sweater contest. Donate money or items to help the kids at WakeMed Children's and get entered into our raffle for big ticket prizes drawn at 7:30. And stock up on holiday gift cards that everyone loves. Details at thedugouttavern.com.
Here's Brandon with Parkway Sleep Centers.
Tired of waiting for a sleep treatment? At other sleep centers, it can take 6 to 8 months just to get an appointment and cost you thousands more. Not Parkway Sleep Health Centers. We schedule you within weeks and we'll save you money too. We have over 20 years of experience serving the Triangle. Let our expert team help you sleep better sooner.
End your sleep problems. Live your best life. Experience the Parkway Sleep difference. Visit parkwaysleep.com and start your journey to better sleep today. Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Sound sleep, sound health.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. It's chilly out there today and breezy as well. Temperatures staying in the 40s this afternoon with mostly sunny skies. It's mainly clear overnight tonight with lows near 30 degrees. And we'll have partly sunny skies Friday, still chilly with highs in the upper 40s.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. The Dow Jones today up 646 points to 48,704.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five. And just like every single day, we start at the same place, and that's with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boo!
So Notre Dame has somehow turned one of the most universally sympathetic positions, where everybody kind of gets why you're mad, into everybody hating you. It's kind of impressive, actually. So that they were one of the first teams out of the college football playoff. Now, even if you don't think they should be in, you can understand, right? You can put yourself in their shoes. It's brutal to be one of the first teams out. Yet they've whined, they've complained, they've blamed, they've thrown stones at their allies. They've handled it so poorly that now all of a sudden everybody is like, no, you know what? We don't feel bad for you at all. You're kind of a jerk. And then this news came earlier today from Dan Wolken of Yahoo Sports. He's been covering college sports for a long time. Directly from Dan's reporting. After learning of Notre Dame's Memorandum of Understanding that grants the Irish preferential playoff access starting next year, athletic directors in other leagues are threatening to freeze Notre Dame out of future schedules. Again, per Dan Wolken of Yahoo Sports. How you like them apples, Notre Dame? How you like them apples? Listen, I want to be clear. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's a good threat. I think it's a funny threat. I think it is maybe something to make Notre Dame quake a little bit. But for the same reason that I believe the ACC acted appropriately in how they promoted Miami over Notre Dame and how I believe every team in every conference operates, I don't think this is actually going to happen. In college sports, ready for this? It's competition. It's you versus everybody else. And you want to win. Now, are there loyalties like to your conference and things like that? Yes, for sure. But it's you that you're trying to benefit. I want to win. So everybody's going to do what's best for them. It's very rarely are you sacrificing something that could help your team in order to promote the betterment of any other group. So if somebody out there thinks that a potential win over Notre Dame might vault them into CFP contention, they're going to schedule Notre Dame. Now, I do think there's a possibility that the inner circle big blue bloods don't schedule Notre Dame. Like the ones I'm talking about, the super big money, super prestige in the CFP a lot of years teams. But there are too many teams where it's too big of a trophy to win. Like if you're, let me pick a team from we'll call it from the SEC. Like if you're Kentucky, beating Notre Dame is huge and might allow you, the freedom to drop one that you shouldn't lose in conference. So you're going to schedule Notre Dame for that reason. Even if it would be really fun to see Notre Dame have to play just a whole bunch of nobodies that they pay to play because everybody says no. I just don't see it happening. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
Carolina Panthers continue practice today as they gear up for a big game against the Saints. Dennis, what's the latest on availabilities?
Everyone was a full participant in practice today. J.C. Horn and Claudin Cherilus still in concussion protocol, but they were full participants in practice today. Everyone that was dealing with injuries, such as Christian Roseboom, the linebacker, who's dealing with a hip/hamstring injury, full participant. Lathan Ransom, the safety, dealing with a thumb-hand injury, full participant in practice as well. CanesMas, full participant. I mean, as healthy as it gets. As healthy as it gets.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm not gonna act like it's a bad thing, but it's crazy.
As I said earlier in the show today, they have 20 of their 22 starters from the beginning of the year available.
When you set aside like 3 or 4 minutes of a show to discuss the injury report and who's available for an NFL team in week 14, week 15, whatever it is, you anticipate going like, if we speak fast, we might be able to get it all in the 3 or 4 minutes. We're done in like 30 seconds with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
That's good news, by the way. It's just crazy. So I'll give you some news from around the NFL real quickly. Stephen Holder, who longtime beat reporter for the Indianapolis Colts. He'd worked for a bunch of different, I believe he's with ESPN now. He tweeted this out with a video of Phillip Rivers at practice today. Phillip Rivers, former NC State quarterback, 44-year-old grandfather, looking to make his return to the NFL field. A member of the practice squad right now for the Indianapolis Colts. I'll read directly from Stephen Holder's tweet. 2 days in now, and my time in the building this week has left me only more convinced Phillip Rivers is this week's starting quarterback. It isn't difficult to tell who a team is prepping to start. That player is Rivers, period. 44-year-old Phillip Rivers taking the 1 reps with the Indianapolis Colts. Do you see how crazy it is that we're talking about 20 of the 22 starters for the Carolina Panthers are still available? The Colts have had 3 quarterbacks get hurt. Panthers haven't had 2 starters get hurt. Or Panthers have only had 2 starters get hurt. The Colts have had 3 quarterbacks missing time.
I have some fun audio here of Phillip Rivers, actually, if you want to hear it about. He was asked about his weight.
All right, let's hear it.
It's been a while since he played. It's a pretty funny interaction.
What is your playing weight? What do you weigh right now?
Right this second? I'm not sure, Greg. How about that? That's an honest answer. And I will answer your question a little better on the playing weight, Greg. And not what it was when I walked off the field in Buffalo. All right? I can tell you that. But then I'll follow that up with I ain't never ran away from anybody anyway. Right? So I'm gonna. They you know, people say, well, they're gonna know you're gonna be right there, and it's like, well, they knew that for 16, 17 years. So,
what is your?
I'm gonna say something here. I'm a bit nervous how this could go for Phillip Rivers. It is either gonna be so much fun, or it is gonna be a disaster.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's admitting he's a bit out of shape. But he's saying, like, even in shape, I wasn't that in shape. An out of shape, old, hasn't played in a long time quarterback. It's either going to be a unbelievable story, and you're going to learn just how much the mental side of the game matters, or it is going to be a complete disaster, and he's going to have a really, really hard time, and who knows how that would go. Because it's not like they have an easy schedule, by the way. Not like, they're playing Seattle, at Seattle. Good luck to them. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3. Tonight there's an NFL game, a little Thursday night football. In addition to so many other games going on, there's a Canes game. You might want to keep an eye on the score of Thursday night football, because it has huge implications for the Carolina Panthers. It is a Falcons-Bucks game Thursday night. Great uniform matchup, by the way, both wearing throwbacks. The Bucks are the team that are currently tied with the Panthers atop the division. So if the Falcons win the game, that is a division game as well. That gives the Panthers a little bit of a wiggle room, right? It makes it so you don't have to win all of your division games after the bye week. You can have your own little misstep, and it doesn't necessarily mean the end of you as far as playoff opportunities go. So Panther fans are big Falcons fans today, which is weird to say. But Panthers fans are big Falcons fans tonight. This is why, like, you'll see on the last week of the year, the NFL goes out of their way to try to make all division games kind of going on at the same time. I don't like knowing, like, basically the Bucks get to hold serve or get broken on a Thursday, and then the Panthers have to try to match, or they're aware that they can fall back on Sunday. I don't like the differing times there, but it is what it is. You got to deal with it. So go Falcons, and everybody's going to be watching, I guess. The other thing, when you're watching this game, okay, part of it is you're just rooting for the Falcons. The other part is pay attention to the Bucks, right? Because win, lose, or draw, the Panthers have to beat the Bucks later on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
potentially twice.
Depending how this game goes, and depending how the Saints game goes for the Panthers, maybe twice. So look for the matchups, look for the strengths, look for the weaknesses that the Panthers might be able to exploit or will need to avoid. And I believe Mike Evans is going to be playing for the Bucs tonight, which, right, the Bucs have not looked good recently, but if I'm the Bucs, the way I'm writing that off is they looked great when Mike Evans was playing. He got hurt. They kind of slowly deteriorated ever since Mike Evans left the lineup, and now he's coming back. So if they play well tonight, I believe their confidence could go through the roof because it's like, oh, you know, we had a rough middle of the season, but that's only because we didn't have our guy. And Panthers know Mike Evans, right? He's been around for a while. He's been in the division for a long time. So it's not just a game you pay attention to and root for the Falcons. It's also a game where you know maybe you're looking for something that can snap into place that you can take advantage of when you play the Bucs twice later this year. That's number 3. Let's jump to number 2.
Just the two of us. Lane Lubin catches and stuffs over the top of 3 Liberty Flames.
So the NC State Wolfpack dismantled Liberty last night. I'm talking men's basketball. Grab the audio for Will Wade. So Will Wade, head coach, he doesn't mince words, which I appreciate. And now he knows that his team will react positively to it, right? Because he called them out for a bunch of things a couple of days ago, and they played probably their most complete game of the year against Liberty. So let's see what Will Wade said after they played a solid game against Liberty. Here he is talking about that being more of who they want to be.
No, it's closer, but it's not where we need to be. But it was closer. I mean, everybody's so shocked because we hadn't looked anywhere close to that all year. No, it was closer to what we're supposed to be, but we're still not there. So we got to get a lot better here over the break. Typically been able to get better when we don't have academics, we can have them in the gym. We don't have time limits and that sort of thing. So we can get in there and get better. So we have to get massively better, but this was a step in the right direction.
The irony is he talked about steps in the right direction and progress and everything else after the loss against Auburn. Then he watched the film of the loss against Auburn, and he came guns blazing, metaphorically, into the UNC Asheville game. So I will anticipate the next conversation we hear with Will Wade, which might be leading up to a gigantic game against Kansas on Saturday. Will Wade knows they still have a long way to go. Even with beating Liberty by 40 last night, he doesn't think that effort would be good enough to beat Kansas on Saturday.
If we play like that against Kansas, so we'll score 45 on them. They have the 8th best defense in the country, and we got blocked by Seton Hall. Seton Hall was top 10 in the country in blocks. He's got 3rd in the country in blocks. It's going to be a totally different deal on Saturday. it's going to be a totally different deal on Saturday. We'll be a big underdog, and we've got it's going to be we're going to have to play this times about 3.
Again, Will Wade does not mince words. He doesn't dance around subjects, because what he just said you could take as an insult to Liberty or an insult to Seton Hall, but he's just calling it like he sees it, right? They played well enough to beat Liberty by 40. They won 85-45, and he said, if we play like that against Kansas, we'll score 45. And we're supposed to beat Kansas, the 8th best defense in the country. We got blocked by Seton Hall. But he's just calling it like he sees it, and I think they'll score more than 45, even if they don't play well against Kansas. But you get the point across pretty convincingly. Last bit of audio we have here from Will Wade, talking about the effort that he needs to see out of his team and the consistency that comes with it.
Everything looks so shocking tonight because it's like, oh my God. But that's what it should look like every night. And then we should be able to build from there. And once you can get the effort down, then we can start correcting some of the details. But we have to coach effort all the time.
Coaching effort is something that coaches don't want to do. You shouldn't have to do, right? Especially at the college level. Maybe in high school you got to coach effort a little bit. At college level, everybody should understand what hard work is, and you got to learn maybe technique and some of the finer points and the graduate level understanding of the game. But effort should be there at the college level. And I think that's what frustrated him so much about the last couple of weeks of games for the Wolfpack. It's such a great point, right? Everybody's like, whoa, it's such a stark contrast. That's not a good thing, right? When you play with effort and everyone's like, that doesn't look like you. And it goes into what every coach says when they take over a program, right? Well, the first thing we have to do is, impart our culture and build that foundation. And he's still in the midst of that, right? It's 10 games or whatever it's been since he's taken over NC State. It's probably underrated. Easy's the wrong term. Less hard might be the less difficult might be the right term. It's probably underrated how much less difficult it is for a coach, for a GM, whoever, to keep a program cranking once you have 3 or 4 or 5 years of really good play. Right? Because then the culture's set, right? Then the new guys show up and they assimilate into what you've already established. It's why, let me find a current example. It's like Pete Carroll in Vegas. It's like, why does Pete Carroll's system look so disheveled in Vegas when for so many years he ran one of the smoothest operating programs in the NFL with Seattle? And it's like, well, once you get it going, you can keep it going with much less, decision making. Everyone just kind of falls into line. So Will Wade showing up at NC State, he's trying to set a culture. That's much more difficult than if you were at a program that's been good the last 4 years and you're just trying to keep it rolling. And I'm interested to see how he sets that culture over the next handful of years. That's number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Now Gostisbehere at the face-off circle. Down low, Svechnikov. He'll go low to high to Gostisbehere. The middle of the rink. Now Svechnikov, they score! Jordan Staal!
Carolina Hurricanes tonight at Washington. Dennis, we haven't done this in a while. So by the way, we are going to talk about this game again at about 5:45.
Okay.
So we'll get to the if-then statement and everything later on in the show because it's a big game and we want to have time to room to operate. But one of the things, this was like a theme, a talking motif that we had through the season last year, and I bring it back occasionally this year. Scale of 1 to 10, how big of a game is this? Regular season, right? Obviously, playoff games are a whole other category. Scale of 1 to 10, it's a road game, division rival. Winner takes the lead in the Metro. A lot of stuff going on there.
Because it's still first half of the season, but again, a big-time rivalry game on the road, like you said, Metro, I'll put it at a 9.
Yeah. Okay,
I'll put
perfect.
it at a 9 because I think this is a real litmus test for how good this team is because the Capitals are a good team themselves.
All of that I agree with. 9, if you wanted to say anything between 8 and 9.5, I think it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the reason why I asked that, and here's the reason why it was a theme of last year. The Carolina Hurricanes are still in a situation where they can only be judged as far as if their season is a success or failure by what happens in the postseason. Right? Nobody is going to look back on their season and go, gosh, at least they won the division, right? If they are eliminated in the second round of the postseason. Nobody is going to look back on their game and go, it would have been if they make the Stanley Cup Finals. And, it would have been a good season if they only, didn't finish in third. Like, no, what they do in the regular season has no impact on what history will look back on for this year for the Carolina Hurricanes as long as they make the postseason, right? That's the only prerequisite. So if you're looking at how this team will play in the postseason, I think it's natural to look at the games. You can never fully simulate a postseason game because it's a different kind of energy, different kind of physicality and all of that. But you look at the games that most resemble postseason games and see how they played in those games. Well, guess what? What is one of the obstacles that are slightly different in the postseason than the regular season? Well, a series. You're playing the same team over and over and over again. So you get to know them very well, right? You know their tendencies. You know what they want to do. You know how they counter your moves. There's very little unknown between these two teams right now. right? You know what Washington likes to do. They know what you like to do. They know your coach. You know their coach. They know you. You maybe Bussi is kind of the unknown because he's an unknown to everybody right now, and he's in net for the Canes. But the chess game that goes on in a series kind of goes on every time a truly weathered division rival that you faced in the postseason multiple times. You have that. Also, when there's stakes like who's at the top of the Metro, stakes like who's at the top of the Eastern Conference on the line, the intensity rises a little bit. And then also, when it comes to the postseason, I feel like I'm echoing our guy Micah, one of our frequent callers, loyal listeners. But I hear this from Canes fans all the time. You got to deal with the physicality. You got to deal with the whatever you want to call them, right? The rabble rousers, right? The Tom Wilsons. You got to deal with the Sam Bennetts, right? The ones that try to get under your skin. And while the Canes don't necessarily need to have their version of that guy, they have to be able to deal with other teams' versions of that guy. And every time you get an opportunity to do that, I think it's good practice. So looking at tonight's game, in the scheme of things, when you're looking literal, it's a regular season game on December 11th, right? Whether you win or lose is not going to be written on your tombstone. It's not the top line of your resume. But from what you can learn about your team, what you need to fix, what you don't need to fix, or whatever, I think games like this matter a bit more because, they're good indicators of how ready you are for the games that matter later on. No offense, beating up on Columbus. That game didn't feel like a postseason game to me in a lot of ways, outside of the fact that the celebration of the old Cup team did make it feel like a bigger game, and you probably did want to win for them, so a little added pressure. But this one to me, and it's on the road, which is also, I think, an important caveat. The one tonight, I think, is more of an indicator of how ready this team is for the bigger games later on that actually will decide whether this season is a success or not. Right, I think, a lot of games, if I were to ask Dennis, give me 1 to 10 how big of a game this is, there's not many that are, flirting with the 8s, 9s, right?
No, very few.
Most of them are lower, and because of that, they just don't, for me, carry the same simulated postseason weight. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Again, we will come back, talk more about that game, get Dennis's if-then statement, and more later on this hour at about 5:45. Right now, we'll hear some other information from Dennis. Dennis, what do you have for the people?
I do have some information for you all. Dennis Cox here from my good friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. It's something that I want to continue to stress to everybody with the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. If you're hearing this for the 100th time or you're hearing it for the first time, the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center, there are no shots, no injections, no surgeries, no steroids, none of the crazy side effects, none of that stuff. The program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center, which I've been on for over 4 months, it's all about resetting and restarting your metabolism. That way your body can lose weight naturally. I've lost over 40 pounds, 42. And I've maintained the weight that I've lost. So many of these fad diets and stuff you see nowadays where you lose a bunch of weight at an extreme rate right from the get-go, and it's actually could be unhealthy for you long-term. That's not the goal at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Yeah, you're going to lose weight, but they want you to do it in a healthy and sustainable manner. And I've been able to do that. I'm living, breathing, walking proof that you can do that. Again, I've lost 42 pounds, and I've kept the weight off. They give you a plan to follow. It's simple and easy to follow. If you stick with it, you put in the work, you'll see results. And by the way, Raleigh Weight Loss Center, you can set up a free 15-minute phone call with them. Just give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Set up a free 15-minute phone consultation. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have any health issues, bring all that to the table with with your 15-minute phone consultation. Get your questions answered. That way you can really be confident once you start the program. And also, when you sign up for the program, use the promo code LOSEIT. Say LOSE IT. Use that promo code when you sign up, LOSE IT. You'll save 20%. That deal runs now all the way through December 19th, which is Friday next week. Use the promo code LOSEIT. You want to get on the weight loss journey for the new year? I say, why wait? Go ahead and get started on it right now. 919-897-7506 or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, needs Numbers game contestants, we have a $25 Autobell car wash gift card going to the winner, and it could be yours if you can win the numbers game. 2 contestants, we need 2. Call in now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Call in now because the numbers game is coming up next.
Move your sports day forward.
You know the story of A Christmas Carol, the ghosts of past, present, and yet to come. We can tie it a bit to the Panthers season, the past, innocence by fans, big expectations, new faces, the present, a roller coaster ride of Bryce is our guy, or maybe not. Only the yet to come could be different than the Christmas tale. Unlike Scrooge, we actually care about December games.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
It is I, Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. Yes, I am back in Raleigh. Do I go downtown with so many places to party? No, I go to the Sharky's place. The good food, the fine drinks, the coldest of beers, and of course, the many, many beautiful people. I always hang at the Sharky's place, the coolest bar in the world, because, well, it was built for me. Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. The Sharky's place, 8800 de Raleigh Road by the Shelley Station.
This Christmas, gift deeply. At Bailey's, we know jewelry is more than just something sparkly. Each piece carries meaning, emotion, and love. Discover the largest selection of designer jewelry, diamonds, luxury timepieces, and gifts for everyone special on your list. Give a gift that says everything words cannot. Beautifully wrapped in our iconic Bailey box. Visit Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Raleigh, Cary, Rocky Mount, Greenville, and Charlotte, or at baileybox.com, because every woman wants a Bailey box under the tree.
Stay informed with The Rundown, the daily newsletter from High School OT that delivers high school sports news and insights straight to your inbox. Brought to you by High School OT and powered by our sponsors, First Carolina Bank and Smith Douglas Homes. Subscribe to The Rundown at highschoolot.com.
Adam Gold in studio with my friend Patrick Day from the Aluminum Company of North Carolina. Are you coming here because you're going to put my Christmas tree up?
I wish. No, I'm coming here just to say happy holidays to all of our customers and thank you so much for this business for this year. We've done great, and it's been a great year, and just want to say thank you to all the folks out there that have done business with us this
Has
year.
it been a more difficult year? Has the weather been unusually bad? Is Santa going to be mad?
I don't think so. I think we've had a great year. You know, again, that's just a testament to our customers. They're loyal. We have a lot of customers, and we're just here to say thank you.
Santa's going to land on a lot of new roofs that you guys have put up.
And we can repair them. That's the perfect part of that.
Who else do you want to give a Merry Christmas wish to?
Our customers and our employees as well. You know, everybody in the office that makes it happen. Sammy, who makes it happen for us every day. So
I'm sure he gets all the Christmas wishes. Aluminum Company of North Carolina, aluminumcompany.com online, free no obligation estimate there. Patrick Day's name.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It's time to play the numbers game. We have Chris and Wendell. We have Michael and Wake Forest. They're getting ready to battle it out. Numbers game trivia. Winner gets a $25 Autobell car wash gift card. As always, we'll bring them both onto the show. Ask the same question. Dennis will pick his favorite answer. That person will get to go first. We'll start with Chris and Wendell. Chris, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
All right, perfect. We're going to a tried and true classic question here today. Thursday Night Football, they're both going with throwbacks, including the creamsicles for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the question is, what is the greatest uniform? Could be a throwback, could be a current uniform in sports history. Any sport, what's your favorite uniform?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to say Green Bay. Their throwback. I think they had it on when they played us this past year.
All right. Dennis, any follow-ups?
So the old school, like the navy blue and yellow, those throwbacks?
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
gotcha.
All right. Chris, you are locked in. We'll see if you get to go first. Michael in Wake Forest, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here and I can hear you.
All right, perfect. Same question to you. In honor of some throwback uniforms on Thursday Night Football tonight, what is the greatest uniform of all time in sports history?
I'm going to have to go with the Houston Oilers, that baby blue, especially if you have like Earl Campbell with those big thighs coming at you. I'm going to have to go with the Houston Oilers.
All right, start talking about big thighs. Dennis, any follow-ups for Michael?
Hey, settle down there about the thighs. No follow-ups, no questions.
All right. In that case, Green Bay throwbacks or the Houston Oilers?
Those Houston uniforms are gorgeous. And those Green Bay throwbacks are ugly. Give me the Houston Oilers on this one.
I get it, though. They're certain ugly works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one doesn't.
I don't mind them. I don't think they're the best ever, but I don't mind them.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of them. Honestly, the current Green Bay uniforms are just up there as a whole.
Just
the green and yellow,
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Traditional. Either way, that means the Michael in Wake Forest gets to go first, correct? All right, Michael, you get to go first. Chris, don't worry, you'll have your chance. Just have to sit on hold for a second. Michael, are you ready to pick a category?
Ready.
All right, the categories are NFL players that the names would score big in Scrabble. So you got to think of names that would have good scores in Scrabble. NFL players that are listed at 5 feet 9 inches tall or shorter. NBA players that are born south of the equator. Or NHL players, Hurricanes only throughout history.
I'm going to go NFL Scrabble.
NFL players whose names would score well in Scrabble. I will give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No questions.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Jacoby Myers, Jacksonville Jaguars.
18.
Incorrect. Kayvon Thibodeau, New York Giants.
95.
Incorrect. Jacoby Myers, Jacksonville Jaguars.
8.
Incorrect. Kayvon Thibodeau, New York Giants.
8.
Incorrect. Jacoby Myers, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pass.
Jamar Chase, Cincinnati Bengals.
1.
Correct. Zaire Franklin, Indianapolis Colts.
22.
Incorrect, although the double number was right. You got Jamar Chase with 1. Jacoby Myers, number 3 is what we were looking for. Thibodeau, number 5. So you did get into single digits there, but you just picked the wrong one. And then Zaire Franklin, I said the double number was right. We were looking for 44 for Zaire Franklin. And for those of you wondering at home, the Scrabble scores for those names, Jacoby Myers 30, Kayvon Thibodeau 37, Jamar Chase 28, and Zaire Franklin 25. It's all big Scrabble numbers. You got one. That's the leader in the clubhouse. Stay on the line. We'll see if it holds out. And Chris and Wendell, you are up next. Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL players that are 5 feet 9 inches tall or shorter, NBA players that were born south of the equator, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
Let's go NFL 5'9" and shorter.
Okay. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. Any questions before we get started?
No, sir.
All right. Your time will start when you hear the horn. Ashton Genty, Las Vegas Raiders.
30.
Incorrect. Devin Singletary, New York Giants.
7.
Incorrect. Ashton Genty, Las Vegas Raiders.
Pass.
Incorrect. Josh Downs, Indianapolis Colts.
4.
Incorrect. Devin Singletary, New York Giants.
17.
Incorrect. Ashton Genty, Las Vegas Raiders.
I should know this. 13.
Incorrect. Josh Downs, Indianapolis Colts.
Oh.
That's an O-fer. Unfortunately, not enough for the win, but hopefully you had some fun.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Also sounded like he was in a wind tunnel. I was having a hard time hearing him.
May have been.
It sounded like he was on near train tracks or something. For those of you playing at home, Ashton Genty with the Raiders, number 9. Devin Singletary with the Giants, number 26. And Josh Downs, we would have accepted 1 or 2. He's worn them both. I assume he was paid handsomely for number number 1? Is that where he got it from? And then Sauce Gardner wanted it, and Sauce Gardner got it when he was traded?
Possibly. By the way, Ashton Genty wears number 2.
That's what I said, right?
You said 9.
Oh, weird. 2. Oh, 5'9" is probably what I was reading. Ashton Genty, 2. Devin Singletary, 26. Josh Downs, 1 or 2.
Sorry, he got it wrong either way.
I was thinking 2. Didn't say it, but happens to the best of us. But that means the winner is Michael in Wake Forest. Michael, congratulations.
Thank you.
$25 gift card to Autobell Car Wash is yours. So good work. Wasn't the prettiest win, but a win is a win. Enjoy it, and congrats once again.
All right, thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. Stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize. I have to admit, Josh Downs plays taller than 5'9". You can throw a jump ball to a guy. You're not thinking it's 5'9", but he's a good contested catch guy. Shout out to UNC for producing a young wide receiver that can get it done. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. There are some UNC teams. I'm just going to say this one openly. Some UNC teams in the last 10 years, last 5 years, you're going to see the talent on some of those rosters and go, how in the world did they not win more? When you throw in Josh Downs, when you throw in the quarterbacks, whether it's Sam Howell, whether it's Drake May, when you throw in Javonte Williams, when you throw in Michael Carter, when you throw in Amarian Hampton, there are some dudes. Tez Walker. There are some really, really impressive players that have gone through that program, and one might not think they've won enough. But either way, it's still fun to watch them develop in the NFL. Drake May, one of the betting favorites to win the MVP. Pretty darn crazy. We play the numbers game every single day about that time, and we will have those Autobell gift cards for this week. So tomorrow will be your last chance to win the $25 Autobell gift card. Likely have a different prize for you on Monday, but it is always a good time. I want to remind everybody to please download our app, 99.9 The Fan. It's available Google Play and App Store. When you talk about winning things, there are app-only giveaways that we do. There's a whole tab there on winning stuff, so go ahead and check that out. But also, podcasts, I really like, and this is maybe my sports nerddom showing, but I think some of you out there might be as big of sports nerds as I am. You can kind of sort the content by team, right? So if you're a big fan of one particular team here in the Triangle and you think we talk about the other ones too much because we got to, entertain everybody, not just your particular fandom. But you could go on the app and sort by team and just get all of the content about your favorite team in a nice thread there, a nice little feed, which is pretty cool, right? And that allows you to streamline your process. And, hey, we're all about making it as user-friendly as we possibly can for you. Help us help you by downloading the 99.9 The Fan app. Like I said, Google Play and App Store, depending on if you're in the Android world or the iPhone world. And then once you have it on your phone, take it from there, right? Tap around, click around, go to the different tabs, see what interests you, and then give us a 5-star rating and a positive review in the store that you downloaded it, and we'll go from there. We greatly appreciate it, and I think you'll enjoy it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The Canes are in action tonight against Washington. We'll be talking about that, getting you ready for it in just a second or two. But first, Dennis Cox has something he wants to tell you.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for my friends over at Loan Pronto. The best financial move you can make this time of year, how about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash. You can pay off all those high-interest credit cards and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner recently just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans and saved $2,100 a month. Don't wait, folks. There's no hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call Loan Pronto right now at 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out all higher interest debt and lowering your bills by thousands. Call 919-381-1760 and see how much cash you can get today. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with the if-then statement for the Carolina Hurricanes. How do they beat the Caps today and take control of the Metro? Stick around.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Washington.
Ehlers, he scores on the one-timer. And Nikolai Ehlers with a power play goal.
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 7. Puck drop at 7:30.
Jackson Blake cutting through the middle. Back and forth. He scores!
official audio home of Hurricanes hockey. 99.9 The Fan.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Is your heating and air system ready for cooler weather? Call Newcomb & Company to ensure your system is running at peak performance. As a Comfort Contract customer, you'll get priority service and a 15% discount on all HVAC and plumbing service calls and repairs. Newcomb & Company, your independent trained dealer, has proudly served our community for more than 70 years, delivering reliable comfort and peace of mind. Call 919-862-3000 or visit newcombandcompany.com. Newcomb & Company, your comfort is our business.
Are you looking for great holiday gift ideas? Head to Global Golf for the holiday sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday. Find drivers starting at $50, putters starting at $25, bags starting at $50, shirts starting at $15, and great savings on GPS watches and rangefinders. Plus, receive a free gift with purchase of $100 or more. Head to Global Golf, located in North Raleigh, 7320 ACC Boulevard, for the holiday sidewalk sale this Friday and Saturday, December 12th and 13th.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members. Only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Canes fans, I have a few pieces of information for you. Some you already know. Most of them, hopefully you already know, but I'll remind you anyway. First, Canes play tonight against Washington. 7 o'clock puck drop, 6:30 Storm Watch right here on 99.9 The Fan. So we'll get you ready for that. Second, you can also hear those games on 99.9 The Fan, our app. So download the app and take us with you anywhere you go. Third, we are in the middle of CanesMas, the 10 days of CanesMas. So if you want a cool Canes gift given to you by us, listen to this show at 4:45 every day, tomorrow, and all of next week. And there's nothing, no catch there. You just got to listen, be caller number 10, answer a quick trivia, and you can get an awesome Canes prize, Canes gift given right to you. And then lastly, just keep listening here because we're going to keep talking about the game. Canes tonight against Washington. Dennis will start the conversation with the if-then statement. If blank happens, then the Carolina Hurricanes will win the game tonight at Washington.
If a defenseman scores.
Interesting.
I think if a defenseman scores a goal tonight, because that's telling me a couple of things. One, that the Carolina Hurricanes are transitioning the puck well.
Okay.
Because I would think and getting a goal from a defenseman is I would not be surprised if it's a Keandre Miller or Shane Gostisbehere jumping up in the rush to make it a 3-on-2, something along those lines, or even Jalen Chatfield. Would not be surprised by that, but also that tells me that they're transitioning the puck up the ice cleanly, but also they're maintaining puck possession in the offensive end as well. So to me, a defenseman scoring a goal tonight is awesome, or it's just Shane Gostisbehere getting one through on a point from a power play. There's also that too. But honestly, I think if a defenseman scores a goal tonight, that means that the Carolina Hurricanes are dominating puck possession and that they are just outskating Washington.
My reaction there wasn't because I think it was a bad answer. It's because it's an unusual answer. So often people are just going to hit you with the kind of more traditional ways. But I like the idea of the defenseman getting involved in the point production, getting involved in the attack a bit more as a sign that things are going well for the Carolina Hurricanes. I think maybe the cheap answer would have been like if Brandon Bussi plays well, like if the moment doesn't get too big for him, which, I'm not going to say I'm glad he didn't go with, but it's a different way to think about it. What do you think are the keys for Bussi, right? Because Brandon Bussi right now, and the numbers are kind of outlandish, right? We've been talking, at least I've been talking, about how this it's not a winning streak for him because he hasn't won every start that he's had, but he's won 9 of the 10 appearances that he's made as an NHL player, right? This still being his rookie season, just made his debut not that long ago. And over the last handful of starts, it's been like, X amount of goalies have won 6 of their first 7. And then I think it was there were 8 goalies that had won 8 of their first 9 appearances. And now it's down to 5 goalies in NHL history have won 9 of their first 10 appearances, which is what he's already done. And I think it was Ryan Henkel that did the research. None of them made it one more game, right? So of the 5 goalies that won 9 of their first 10 appearances, none of them won 10 of their first 11. So like the whittling down of that group finishes if Brandon Bussi wins tonight, right? Then he becomes the only goalie in NHL history to get 10 wins in his first 11 starts of his career. He's the only one. So obviously it's a team sport, but there's something to be said for when you get to this point, it starts to become less and less likely that it continues. It's a heck of a challenge to get it on the road against a team like Washington, who's playing a lot of really good hockey this year. I'm actually going to rephrase my question. Not what are the keys to him playing well. What are the thresholds for it to be a good game for Bussi, right? Because it's unfair to say like, well, he's got to give up 1 goal or less, right? It's on like what is if he gives up 3, is it a good goal? Is it a good game?
I mean, there's so much context in that regard because you got to think the one game that he lost to Dallas, it was a 3-2 game where one of the goals that was scored, they literally accidentally kicked in by Sean Walker, and there's another one that I think hit off the leg of another defenseman in front of the net. So how much do you put on the goaltender in that regard? That's the one thing. It's just kind of it's hard to say all right, if you're at 92%, it's like, well, you could be at 92% and still give up 2 softies.
True. You can also give up 1 unbelievable goal, and if you don't face a lot of shots, your percentage isn't great. And
exactly.
It's not your fault at all. So I don't know. It's just hard for me to. I'll put it this way. Let me get to the real the root of what the conversation I'm trying to have. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because Brandon Bussi, for how much respect he's earned so quickly, he's still a guy making his 11th career start. And he's in a big game, and I don't want the expectations to get too away from him, right? I don't want it to get to the point where you're expecting him to be like a Hall of Famer, right? I still want this team to be a team that is so good with the blue liners, so good with all 4 lines of forwards that your goalie, you need him to make timely stops. You need him to make the stops that you got to have, right? The easy, like the ones you should make. But I don't think you want to have anybody in net, particularly early in your career, that thinks they have to be a brick wall against a good team to have a chance. You know what I mean? So, some of the stats for Freddie Anderson this year, he hasn't been great, but he's made a good amount of starts. I think he's gotten like 15 goals of goal support from his team. Like, I still want this group to understand that Bussi might play well, and you still might have to score 4 to win. You know what I mean? You still might have to go out there and make it happen, even with a guy that's doing his job in net. So, keep the aggression up. Don't lean on the young guy too much. Even though up to this point he's been pretty good when lent upon. I don't know if that's the right grammar there. And then the other thing that should continue to be pointed out, and Walt Ruff put a good stat on it, so I'll go to his Twitter real quick. Walt Ruff, Canes team reporter. Seth Jarvis. He enters tonight's game with 17 goals in 29 games. His 17 goals are the second most by a Canes skater prior to the Canes' 30th game of the season, behind only Eric Stahl, who had 21 during the 05-06 campaign.
It's good company.
It's very good company. But here's another kind of, because my brain works the way it is. Every time I hear something good, I am always making sure I'm not missing the flip side of the coin. Seth Jarvis is scoring goals at a rate like we haven't seen him. Obviously, nobody other than Eric Stahl through this part of the season has done it in a Canes uniform. Is he passing up some of his playmaking because is he missing assists for being more greedy? And is that a good thing? Is that something you want to see more of, or is that something that you want to make sure you're catching on both ends?
I think just the nature of the line that he's playing on. Because early in the season, he was playing with Aho and Ehlers, which are very much more pass-first guys.
Yep.
Andrei Svechnikov views himself as a playmaking guy. He's going to look to feed. I think Jarvis, just by proxy, just has to be the guy that shoots. Just plain and simple. Like, all right, someone on this line's got to shoot. I'll do it.
I don't
have a problem with that.
It's actually kind of funny because I brought up the stats here while you were talking. Last year, Seth Jarvis averaged 0.92 points per game. This year, 0.86. It's pretty darn close. Last year, 0.44 goals per game, 0.48 assists per game. This year, 0.59 goals per game, 0.28 assists per game. So it's almost the exact same amount of points per game, just significantly more goals than assists this year versus last year where it was nearly even. So it is a different version, a more, goal-scoring version of Seth Jarvis than we've seen in the past. And I have to admit, every year up till now, it's kind of been even as far as goals and assists. If this year he wants to score a bunch more goals, I think I'm okay with it. I think I kind of like that as his role on the lines you've talked about, with some other guys that might be more, inclined to set people up. He can be the guy that takes advantage of all those setups and scores a whole bunch of goals and finds himself on more lists with just him and Eric Stahl, which is a good place to be as far as scoring goals. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, coming to a close. But Overdrive is up next. We'll start off with a conversation about the Carolina Panthers going into a big game this weekend. A lot about the quarterback, Bryce Young. And then there'll be another Canes conversation, and that'll lean you right into Stormwatch with Adam Gold, and eventually the Canes game right here on 99.9 The Fan. Enjoy the game. We'll be back to round out the week the right way. And until then, have a great night, everybody.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
When the Eagles' offense looks wrong is when they're right. Every complaint was correct based on the way the offense looked. But that's how they win. When they looked wrong, they were right. Now, when they're trying to look right, they go wrong. Every time.